was maiden fair and young on the pleasant banks of Lee. No bird that in the greenwood sung was half so blithe and free. I heard their beats with flying feet, no love sang me his queen. Till down the glen rolled Sarsfield's men, coming wore the jackets green. Young Donald sat on his gallant grey, like a king on a royal seat, and my heart leapt out on his regal way to worship at his feet. Oh love, had you come in those colours dressed, and would the soldiers mean? I'd have laid my head on your throbbing breast for the sake of your jacket green. Well, no hoarded wealth did my love own, the good sword that he bore, but I loved him for himself alone and the colours that he wore. For had he come in England's red to make me England's queen, I would rove the high green hills instead for the sake of the Irish green. When William stormed with shot and shell at the walls of Garryowen, in the breach of death my Donald fell, and he sleeps near the treaty stone. That breach the foeman never crossed, while he swung his broadsword keen. But I do not weep, my darling lost, for he fell in his jacket green. When Sarsfield sailed away I wept, as I heard the wild call. I knelt and dead as a man who slept in the fields of Garryowen, while Ireland held my Donald West, no wild sea rolled between, till I would fold him to my breast or robe in his Irish green. My soul has sobbed like waves of woe that shattered Tombstone Bray, for I buried me heart in his grave below, for his and for Ireland's sake. And I cry, make way for the soldier's bride, and your halls of death, sad queen, for I long to rest by my pillow of sight, and wrapped in the folds of green. And I saw the Shannon's purple tide go by the Irish town, as I stood in the breach by young Donald's side, when England's flag went down. And now it lowers when I seek the sky, a blood-red curse between. I weep, but it is not to woman's sighs, who raise her Irish green. Oh, Ireland, says thy lonely soul, and land beats a winter sea. But sadder and higher the wild waves roll, o'er hearts that break for thee. Yet grief shall come to our heartless foes, and the bones in the dusty sea. So Irish maids love none but those who wear the jackets green.
You're listening to the Rebel podcast with Rory Carson. Tasha Vigeshtak, leis an fod Curly Rebel le Rory McCarson.
Well, hello, folks. How you doing? What's the crack? This is another Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast. Myself, Ro, folks, here at 4 o'clock this afternoon. As usual, you know the crack. Please share the stream for me if you're watching on Facebook. Just hit the wee share button to any groups you're part of. Any Celtic groups, Republican groups, Irish music groups, anything at all, any Celtic groups. Share it in your own stream, share it to your friends and family. If you're watching on Twitter, folks, good afternoon. Please retweet the stream. Also, our bulk of our listeners are watching, our viewers are watching on YouTube today. So if you want to share the YouTube stream, just copy and paste the wee link from YouTube and you can share it on the end of your social media platform. So thanks very much, folks. Welcome along. Today's guest is going to be the one and only Bo Lochran, County Armagh, Loughran rebel singer who's currently residing up in sunny Bundoran. So he is for this weekend anyway. So he'll be joining us, Wi-Fi permitting, live from his caravan in Bundoran at about 2:15 this afternoon. Going to be playing a few songs from Bo's brilliant album as well. Folks, today we're hitting a milestone. I only realised this morning. So this is 150 live shows today. This is the 150th live show we're playing this afternoon. That's crazy. When you think of that, there's including all the live sort of interviews we've done sort of midweek and stuff, but still 150 live shows on this platform, folks. Absolutely phenomenal to think this is where we are now after starting off up in my spare bedroom in the house with that really crappy amateurish setup, so it is. Yeah, happy days. 150 live shows, folks. Right, so we'll jump in and see who we have all watching today. Let me know where you are, folks, and we'll give you a wee shout out on YouTube. How you doing? Maura Burns over in Coatbridge. What's the crack? Anne-Marie Barkley, a fellow West Belfastian, tuning in today from God's country indeed. Jim McCaff, how you doing, Jim? Watching on YouTube. James McMullen, watching today on Facebook. There's the man himself, Paddy Mangan. What's the crack, Paddy? Listening today on YouTube. Good man, good to see you on. Scott Temps is watching on YouTube today, so he is for a change. I see Catherine Brown. How you doing, Catherine? Cheers for tuning in. Let's see, Tanya McCabe is watching on Facebook. Who else will have on? Terry Craney, who's over in sunny Greece this afternoon. She's already sent me a few photographs, so she has, just to rub it in, that we're all stuck here in pissy wet West Belfast, and she's over there in Greece. So I'm not going to put your pictures up just for the sake of it, you know. So happy days, Terry. Hope you're having a good time over in Greece. There's the man, Marty Heaney. What's crack, Marty? Cheers for tuning in today. Neil Costigan watching today on in Staten Island, New York. Happy birthday, USA. What, tomorrow, wasn't it? 4th of July on Monday, so it is. Lynn Houston. How am I on this fine day? Well, on this fine day, so obviously it is 150 shows today, so it is. But I think on what you have to mention before we go any further, today obviously is big day in the Carson household. This is our 12th wedding anniversary today, so it is, folks, and myself and Laura. So I just want to wish my long-suffering wife, Laura, happy 12th wedding anniversary. So it is, as you can see there, that's the lovely picture from our wedding day down in Botanic Gardens. And just want to give my ma a shout out while she's sitting downstairs there. As you can probably see in that picture, my shirt is a wee bit too tight on me in that picture. But the thing that happened was obviously we hired out all the kilts and all, and everybody had a made to measure busy kilt and waistcoat and sporran and jacket and everything, whatever. And they were all hanging up, so they were all ready to go for us. And my ma and her wisdom decided to iron everything before the wedding. And then on the morning of the wedding, it was just pandemonium. Nobody knew who owned what, whose socks were whose kilts were whose waistcoats were whose shirts were whose. And I think I may have got either R&L shirt or my dad's shirt, but it was a wee bit tight on me, so it was. But listen, you can't fault her for trying, so cheers, mother. But yeah, so happy anniversary, Laura. I know you love me really, although there's times where I do probably get on your work and you want to basically swing for me, probably a bit like this morning indeed. on our wedding anniversary, and we were still almost. We had a passionate debate. I have to say, we don't have arguments at our house. We have passionate debates. So we do. So yeah, that's that. Right, let's see who else we have here. Let's see. Was tuning in. Conor McLaughlin today watching on Facebook. Cheers, mate. Who else we have? This is Mother on their happy anniversary. Thank you very much. John Rushy watching up there in Republic in Cross McLean. What's crack, John? Yeah, it's Jolly Rogers. Good morning from Florida. We're getting more and more people from America listening today. Absolutely great. Cheers, folks, for tuning in to the show. Who else we have here? Let's see. Seamus Farrell, happy anniversary. Thank you very much. Edward Strain, who's watching today from Bells Hill. Happy days. Derek Delaney. Derek, I literally only seen your post this morning there on Instagram about Emer. I didn't, for some reason, I'm not getting notifications for Instagram for some reason, but I'd only seen her. So what's cracked? Did she say she's going to come on just whenever she gets around to her busy schedule? So she is. But I hope it was a good gig. I've seen a few videos there from Patters Yarnate. It looked like a class gig, so it did. So happy days. Richard O'Callaghan, cheers, me, for tuning in today. Right. Congratulations on the 150th show. Cheers, mate. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. 150 live shows. Hugh McKenna watching today from Mocker. I felt Mocker. Thank you very much. Joseph Pierce, can you play something Say It So Strong for Cruncher, please? Yes, we're going to do it there. And folks, just had to say a big shout out to Cruncher. There was a few rumours going around there on Friday night that obviously we all thought the worst. Thankfully, they were sort of, and that's all the were, rumours. So all we're going to say, folks, from myself, nobody else here, just a Cruncher, keep fighting on, mate. I know you can get out of this here, so you can. So keep on fighting, Mugger. Seamus Farrell is watching today in this caravan in Omeath. Let's see, Mark C79. Happy Rebel Sunday from South Lebanon. Gets me every time. Right, so listen, we'll do a few more shout-outs after the first song. So here we go. This is the first tune we're going to play today, and then we'll get into what is happening on today's shows. We'll have loads of free giveaways to give away, loads of big news to tell you about a couple of big events coming up. So, yep, looking forward to that, folks. So, strap yourselves in. We're going to start off with this one that we haven't started off the show before, something really lively. So, this actually might get us cut off, but who gives a shit? Here we go. This is the brilliant Urog live from the Brazen Head in Glasgow. It's probably the best track on the album. Here we go. This is the brilliant Sam song.
The Sam song. Well, I have been a promo for 15 years or more. A Marmalites and more upon my foot, I knew the score. But now we have a weapon we've never used before. So look at worry, and I'm going to worry more. Chucky sing up the raw, up the raw, up the raw. Sam the silence in the sky. When I started out with petrol bombs and throwing bricks and stones, 100 dollars like me, I never was alone. And soon I learned that bricks and stones were throwing the breaths away. It wasn't very long before that I joined the IRA. Chucky sing up the raw, up the raw, up the raw. Sam the silence in the sky. were on the run. And an early August morning, they picked an arm back door. For every man they took away, how many did they miss? They missed 100 more. Chucky Arla, sing up the raw, ooh ah up the raw, ooh up the raw. Sam missiles in the sky. Well, I spent 8 years in the cages, I had time to think and plan. But the holy locked away a boy, I walked out a man. There's only one thing that I learned, well, and that's that I learned. The Brits will never really was until when? Until they're blown away. Chucky sing up the raw, ooh ah up the raw, ooh up the raw. Sam the silence in the sky. Strike, I watch my comrades die. But in the streets of Belfast, you can hear the women cry. I can't forget the massacre that Friday at Loughran. Salute my fallen comrades. As I watch the choppers fall, Chucky Arla.
Absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. That word always gets me here. Phenomenal, yeah, from Oak, folks. From that, the album that basically raised the bar for all, obviously, live Rebel albums. What's happening today? Revel? Can I say Rebel? Revel? Who likes Revels? Live Rebel albums, yeah. Oak live at the Brazen Head in Glasgow. What an album, folks. There's the great song written by Jerry Glacken, the Sam song. And Gary Oak just sings it so well, so he does. So speaking of Gary Oak, folks, I'm going to put a wee flare up here now. Maybe if any of you are part of the let's see what Sinn Féin Common is this here from. What I got up now. So this is from the Mora Drum Sinn Féin Common in Drogheda, and between I think it's Dundalk and Newry direction. There's two Sinn Féin Commons have come together. They're going to be on the massive big Rebel night in the Carrickdale Hotel, Dundalk, on Bank Holiday Sunday, the 5th of February next year. So I've been asked to sort of compare this night and DJ it as well. So really looking forward to it. So they're actually running a competition at the minute. So they are to win 2 passes for the event. So you just go onto the Mora Drum Sinn Féin Common Facebook page. You can see the video here for this here. So the competition is basically you have to rate and post what you think the night should be called. Actually, they're going to try and make this an annual event, so they are. So on the night, it's going to be Clover from County Limerick, Local Man Liam MacDonald, Dreams of Freedom from Kerry, the GOAT himself there, Gary Og, who just played, and then myself, Ro, folks, from the Rebel podcast. I'll be compounding the whole night, plus I'll be doing a bit of DJing in between the bands and maybe near the end as well. So yeah, they're running the competition. So go over to the Mara Drum Sinn Féin Common Facebook page, folks, and just type in the comment where you see the ad for this here. There's a wee video playing, so there is, and whoever comes up with the best name will win themselves 2 tickets for the night to that their big gig. So that's in the Character Hotel Dundalk, Bank Holiday Sunday on the 5th of February 2023. So you see myself alongside Gary Og, Dreams of Freedom, Liam McDonald and Clover. So it's going to be a brilliant gig, folks. Really, really happy to be part of it. So cheers to all the crowd, the ones there who asked me to take part in it. Much, much appreciated. Right, just jump back to the comments. Let's see what I have. Right there, yeah, folks. Cheers to you all for the anniversary. Witches, thank you very much. Anthony Murphy. Hi, I hope all's good with you and the listeners. Make it a good one. All the best from Banto and Scarborough. Cheers, mate. Dan Breen. What did you keep in your sporn, Ro? Probably money. I literally went to the started in there like with a whole wad of cash. And by the end of the night, not at your own wedding, people buy you drink. I think it was the other way about, because I think I had a $5 left by the end of the wedding. But that was a good day, so that's what was in there. So it was Steph. Oh, we can't help but bring this up, can we, like all the time? Nothing wrong with the old when is the phone going to fall days. Oh, folks, those were the days. Like literally me standing up in my own spare bedroom in my house, which is now Maeve's baby cot / bedroom. Those days of basically me standing up behind the chest of drawers with all my stuff sat on top of it, 3 beach towels pinned in against the window and a black cloth over the ends, and then obviously I had the phone on a microphone stand just taped to it, and literally at least probably 2 or 3 times during the show you would just see it, it's going to fall. So I'd be away to the toilet, so midstream looking back and the phone was laying on the ground. So it was, listen, those were the days. That was the goal. That was what built this show to what it is now, and we'll have this absolutely fantastic purpose-built studio for doing this. So, but yeah, Steph, cheers for reminding me. David Max says, a few cool ones on Nathan. Listen to the show. Cheers, mate. Tara, what's the crack? We duck up there in Cushendall. How you doing, missus? Cheers for tuning in this afternoon. Let's see, Richard O'Callaghan. So sorry to hear about Jim McManaman from London. God bless him. So now we're plugging man in DC, man. Yes, I've seen that during the week. I've got very good friends with Jim Jr., his son. So condolences to the McManaman family. Jim passed away this week. James Dab McClave, what is the crack? James, mate, good man. Good for seeing you on. Peter Stephen Whaley. Boys O Brigade for Whitey's Rebel, mate, in Bridgend in Linlithgow, Scotland, up the Ra. I think what's trying to say it there. So it's L-I-N, Lin, L-I-T-H, Lithgow, G-O-W. So it's Linlithgow. Am I saying that right, Emma? Have the clue. Carlan McCrory, what's crack, Carlan? How you doing this afternoon? John Boy McElhenney, happy anniversary, Ro and Laura. And here's the next 150 shows. Absolutely crazy. 150 shows. Right, next song we're going to do a tune here from the Stories of the Land, the Shanaghy Sessions. This is one of the 3 albums that Ronan McDonald and Paddy Nixon, all the rest of them put together. I have to say, this particular album here, the Shanaghy Sessions, a few songs I really love, but this one here, Elizabeth O'Farrell, obviously the great bar we have in Derry now, run by Alban Norby. Lizzie O'Farrell's, this is where the name of the bar comes from, this song here. Obviously, you didn't know Elizabeth O'Farrell was a nurse during the 1916 Rising, so she was one of those many sort of people who was unrecognised and didn't get the credit they deserve for the work she done. So, brilliant song, let's hear. So this here is actually sung by Alban himself, great version. He sings Shanna Golden as well on the previous album, so it was another fine version. So it goes Elizabeth O'Farrell, folks, on Rebel Sundays, and this is from the Stories of the Land, the Shanaghy Sessions.
She was born in Dublin in 1884. She cared about people and wasn't selfish to the core. In 1960 16 she served in the GPO till the end. Dispatched to her comrades, dodging bullets for her friends. And the nurse is a paro, Elizabeth O'Farrell, is without fail Ireland's Florence Nightingale. Running down Mare Street with the white flag in her hand. The people of Dublin, well, they didn't understand. With instructions from Pierce, she sought out General Lowe, carrying terms of surrender. Through the barricade she'd go. In the nurses of Paro, Elizabeth O'Farrell is without fail Ireland's Florence Nightingale. I've seen an old photograph after Pierce took off his sword. The opposing commanders meet, but there's something untoward. I'm looking at three soldiers stand, yet the scene is incomplete. They've airbrushed Elizabeth out, yet we can still see her feet. In the nurses of Paro, Elizabeth O'Farrell is without fail Ireland's Florence Nightingale. At the time it was a man's world, woman knew their place, but a few like Lizzie raised her head above the crowd as she weaved around the outpost, knowing they'd made a vow to die. But reluctantly they laid down their guns and came out. Hull Street Hospital, a monument bears her name, for the loving and devoted nurse to the people she became. Her legacy's clear to see, though in the picture they try to erase. Elizabeth O'Farrell's fame will be memorized always. In the nurses of Paro, Elizabeth O'Farrell is without fail Ireland's Florence Nightingale, is without fail Ireland's Florence Nightingale.
There we go, folks. Sort of Elizabeth O'Farrell there for you, from Alban Norby. There's from the Stories of the Land, the Shanagee Sessions. Absolutely fantastic album, great tune that there. A lot of people haven't heard that song before. I love playing stuff that people don't really get to hear a lot, that we wouldn't have a chance to hear a lot. So big up the Rowan McDonald, Paddy Nixon, all the rest of the crowd who put that album and the other two together. Is there so some pops for you as well. Yeah, folks, just keep this on the screen here. Just regarding Cruncher, I say, so there was a few rumours knocking about there on Friday night. So there was coming through, and we all sort of feared the worst. Thankfully, that there were just rumours. So his daughter put the word out. Yep, he's still in the hospital. He's still fighting away. He's still with us. So just thinking of Cruncher and all his family, folks. The man's an absolute legend, so he is, and just hopefully he pulls through this latest bout of illness that has got him at the minute. So yeah, folks, this is Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast. Myself, Big Row here at 4 o'clock this afternoon. We'll have a live guest today, folks, here coming up at about 2:15. Bo Lochran from Loughran, County Armagh, Buckfast country, the capital of Ireland for the old tonic wine, as they call it. So this, so we find out later if Bo partakes in the old drinking of the nice old drink himself. So we'll later on. Plus, we'll be playing 3 songs from Bo's album. The Scullery Sessions most requested songs. Yeah, so Bo is currently up in Bundoran. He's doing a few gigs there this weekend, so he's in the caravan chilling at the minute. So hopefully Wi-Fi permitting or decent internet permitting, we'll get him on the show and we'll get a long-awaited interview with Bo. Let's see. Dan Breen, Ro, could you play Freedom Sons by the Barleycorn? That's a good shout there, mate. Anthony Murphy says, Ro, what a tune, never heard it before, brilliant. Keep it up, mate. Keep it lit, yeah. So what their song is from an album. It's called The Stories of the Land, the Shanligy Sessions. They just released their latest album as well. All of the albums are on Spotify at the minute, folks. So if you just type in the Spotify notes from Derry, and it'll bring up all 3 albums that the lads have produced over the last few years. I've been pumping all 3 of them from the first come out, and I'm obliged to do it. So yeah, folks, just check out there on Spotify. Just look for Stories of the Land, and Jesus, if you search for hold on a second. So I'll get the proper pronunciation of what it's on. If you look for Notes from Derry, it'll come up with Notes from Derry, the collection, and all 3 albums are there. So that's what their songs are from, mate. So it is. Fran O'Mara, what's the crack, Fran? Cheers for tuning in today, mate. Peter says, play any Rebel song for Mark White, please, comrade. Chucky Arla. Mickey Bolton, what's crack, Mick? Good afternoon. Do you mean Ro? My good friend. Yes, Cara, finally good to me. Oh, yeah, you're talking to Marty. Okay, right. Derek sends, yep, fab song. Mickey, afternoon, folks, in this hellhole again. So you assume you mean your job, mate, what you get paid to do. But here, you can't complain if you're getting paid and you're able to sit and watch the show on a Sunday. You can't complain. Yep, listen to the best show, the Rebel podcast, and happy anniversary, mate. Thank you very much. Tara says, LOL, those were the days. Yes, the old phone stand, those were definitely the days. Roland Carson, happy, hi Uncle Rory, happy anniversary. Thank you very much, Conal. Roland McDonald there, just talking about you, mate. Afternoon, Ro, and happy anniversary. Thank you very much, mate. Right, so here we go. Talking of obviously women that don't get the credit they deserve. We're talking about Lizzie O'Farrell there. We're going to do a song here that just I seen Dackie McLaughlin was on Facebook this morning, sort of moaning about having to go through the hell that is Dublin Airport at the minute. So he is. I think he's trying to fly out to America. So we're going to do a song originally written by Dackie McLaughlin. It's called I Believe in You, but the version we're going to do is from another great Derry singer, Krista Coyle, and this is a song that features on my album, Rebs for Hope, the album itself, and it's called the song is I Believe in You. Gary Ogue sort of made this song his own as well. As far as I know, Dackie McLaughlin never recorded this song, so he didn't. He gave it to Gary, and Gary obviously does a phenomenal version. A few bands do it, but Krista has put her own spin on it, and you can hear a saxophone in this as well. So this is from Chris Cruikshank, who produced this whole album. He plays the bass guitar in the album, the saxophone, and I think a few whistles and flute as well. Plus he produced it, so what a man. So here we go, this is Krista Coyle on Rebel Sundays, folks, with I Believe in You.
I've been up and down the highways in the dead of night, singing songs about the justice I don't believe is right, but I believe in you. And I've seen 100 graveyards and a chance to say goodbye. I've never known an English soldier, I've seen a couple die. At the graveside from anyone at all. Your picture's in the paper, and I think it says it all. And all that I can do is maybe dedicate this song and try and shame the bastards that spelled your name wrong. I believe in you. When men behind the wire and rolled up and down the street were planning revolutions with the children at your feet. When the images of firemen of a woman have all gone, so women of the movement that keep it moving on. And I believe in you. And when your Catholic education has you up against the wall, don't worry, sister, and I'll be there if you fall. There's women in the kitchen, there's women on the streets, there's women manning barricades, that's women on their feet. I believe in you.
Monday, the 9th of August, 1971, at 4:30 a.m, Irish men from all over the 6 counties were taken from their homes. Hundreds of these men were imprisoned without trial in Loughran concentration camp. This is a song born of the civil resistance campaign which followed their torment. This song is dedicated to those men who were in Loughran, the men behind the wire. Armoured cars with tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man must stand behind the men behind the wire. Armoured cars with tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man will stand behind the men behind the wire. Through the little streets of Belfast in the dark of early morn, British soldiers came marauding, wrecking little homes with scorn. Heedless of their crying children, crying fathers from their beds, beating sons while helpless mothers watched the blood pour from their heads. Armoured cars with tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man will stand behind the men behind the wire. Not for them no judge or jury, or indeed a crime at all. Being Irish means we're guilty, so we're guilty one and all. Round the world the truth will echo, Cromwell's men they're here again. England's name again is sullied in the eyes of honest men. Armoured cars with tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man will stand behind the men behind the wire. Proud we march behind our banner, firm we stand behind our men. We will have them free to help us build a nation once again. On the people step together, proudly, firmly on our way. Never fear and never falter, till the boys their home to stay. Armoured cars with tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man will stand behind the men behind the wire. Armoured cars with tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man will stand behind the men behind the wire.
There we go. So the Marty Higgins are, if you folks, the great Marty Higgins from Glenravel, Glens in the County Antrim, with the man behind the wire there. There we go. So just keeping this flyer on the screen, folks, for the big event here at the end of the year on Saturday, the 3rd of December at the Rock Bar, the Rebel podcast end of year fans party featuring Clover for all the way from County Limerick, plus myself, Roe. I'll be DJing, folks, all throughout the night. So tickets are only a tenner, so they are. So they're shifting really. We aren't sold out yet, but I'd say closer to the time, folks, they will be all gone. So if you want to buy a ticket online, just go to rebelpodcast.bigcartel.com. You just keep watching the wee screen at the bottom, the rolling screen. The address is there, so it is where you can buy tickets from. If you don't use PayPal or nothing like that, there, just send me a wee PM, and I can arrange like a cash collection or a sale, whatever it is, folks. And listen, see for any is that I've already bought tickets, folks, and you may be waiting on your wristbands being posted out. So there's not going to be any wristbands this year for the gig. It's obviously on a smaller scale. So basically, the email you got is like your basically your proof of purchase. So keep that there, and on the night of the door, there's going to be a spreadsheet with everybody's names who bought tickets, and we'll just tick you off as you come in. So also, really looking forward to it, folks. Go beyond. So it's Saturday, the 3rd of December at the Rock Bar in West Belfast here, folks. The end of year fans party featuring myself, Roe, plus Clover, all the way from County Limerick. And then the next day, if any are still about, we're going to be doing the official after show party, live podcast in the Rock Bar from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock with special guests, few special guest singers. That's myself, for big DJing. So that's free in that there now. So if any are still about for the big show that weekend, pop up to the Rock the next morning. Well, there's probably a match on it say as well. Maybe. We'll see. Actually, maybe not, because the World Cup's going to be on then, isn't it? So maybe the break's going to be happening. So maybe there isn't. Right. Let's see. We'll jump back to a few comments. See what people are saying. Right. See, Neil Costigan. Any chance of playing The Battle of New Orleans by Derek Warfield? Pretty certain it's on Spotify. Actually, it is. Derek, Neil, I'll have a look at that. I've made so well for you. The Battle of New Orleans. I know Derek is right into this sort of American sort of history and Civil War stuff. So he is. Let's see. Andrew Gibson. Keeper Lit Row in Ardoyne. Anthony Murphy says, Ro, can you please give a shout out to Aidzo and Warren Point, who's down with the dreaded COVID. Love you, son. Get well soon and good luck. Nightmare. Rocker, can you play Willie and Danny? I took your advice and checked out Gary Oak's solo stuff. He's so talented. Yep, definitely indeed. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get maybe Willie and Danny on at some stage this afternoon. Jim McCaff, we shout out to Pauline and Danny and Cushion Doll for having us for the weekend. Absolutely lovely folks. Yeah, lovely part of the world up there, so it is. So Terry is saying, yep, she's on the balcony drinking a bottle of ouzo. What actually time is it over there now? Terry over in Greece. Drinking a bottle of ouzo at this time in the morning, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so she sent me over a couple of pictures. So here is obviously Terry. She sent me, says, just what you know, I'm listening and tuning in from Greece today. Don't know what that is there. She has a nice bowl of grapes there in front of her, but there's something in that glass there. So I'll sit on the beer this morning and whatever you did. But listen, weather looks absolutely phenomenal. So what time is it over there now? Terry, you's lucky ducks. Cheers for tuning in from Greece this afternoon. Cannot wait to get away myself. We're going away in October, Tenerife. It can't come quick enough. And actually, on Friday night, we booked Santa Ponza for next year. I kept saying, we're going to book it, but I got a brilliant deal for the four of us for going away. So, yep, we're going away to Santa Ponza June next year. Bring it on. Cannot wait. It's been far too long, so it is. Right, well, a second. Yep, folks, this is Rebel Sundays. Keep sharing the show for me if you're watching on Facebook. It'll be much appreciated. If you're watching on Twitter, please, as usual, share the stream for us on Twitter. Retweet the stream. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can copy and paste the link and just share it to any of your streams. Let's see. Terry says, it's a 2-litre bottle. That's poor Rob's breakfast. So what do you use? Or 2 hours ahead of us. So it's 4:45 now or so it is. So it'll be, what time will it be? It'll be 6 o'clock over there whenever we're finished. You just be getting ready to head for your dinner, won't you? Once the show's finished today. That's all the comments caught up, so it is. Right, so we're going to do a quest for, let's see, somebody had asked for Freedom Sons. Let's go jump back here and see who it was asked for that there one. If I can find it in these comments here, there's a load. So I'm just flicking through all the comments from Twitter and Facebook and YouTube at the same time here. So I can try and find out who it was asked for Freedom Sons. Where are you? Cannot find it. But listen, make yourself known, whoever you were, who asked for Freedom Sons. Here we go. This is the Barleycorn of their album Beneath the Dublin Sky. This is Easter time. Freedom Sons, folks, on Rebel Sundays.
They were the men with the vision, the men with the cause, the men who defied their oppressors' laws, the men who traded their chains for guns. Born into slavery, they were freedom's sons.
At Easter time, 1916, when flowers bloomed and leaves were green, there dawned a day when freedom's cry called on brave men, come fight or die.
They were the men with the vision, the men with the cause, the men who defied their oppressors' laws, the men who traded their
chains for guns. Born into slavery, they were freedom's sons. In Dublin town they fought and died, with Pierce, MacDermot and McBride. Ourselves alone, their battle cry, and freedom rang through that Easter sky. They were the men with the vision, the men with the cause, the men who defied their oppressors' laws, the men who traded their chains for guns. Born into slavery, they were freedom's sons. A poet's dream had sparked that flame, a raging fire it soon became. And from that fire of destiny arose a nation proud and free. They were the men with the vision, the men with the cause, the men who defied their oppressors' laws, the men who traded their chains for guns. Born into slavery, they were freedom's sons. 6 counties are in bondage still. They died brave men, was this their will? Until we're free and oppression cease, only then brave men can sleep in peace. They were the men with the vision, the men with the cause, the men who defied their oppressors' laws, the men who traded their chains for guns. Born into slavery, they were freedom's sons. Born into slavery, they were freedom's sons.
There we go, son of Freedom Sons there from the Barleycorn folks on Rebel Sundays. That was for, see, I'm not sure who it was there for. So yeah, whoever asked that one, let me know who it was and I'll give you a wee shout out. The folks Rebel Sundays here, cheers for tuning in this afternoon. Arthur, yes, I seen that there bloody walk yesterday. Loads of funny flags, as you say, heading around the whole of Parkhead. Any chance of Irish Soldier Laddie by the Barleycorn? What a band. Yes, they were a band indeed, definitely. Let's see. Right. So, hold on a second. What was I going to do next? Yeah, folks, so obviously you see me maybe mentioning the other day there about the new Celtic Cup home kit was announced yesterday, and there was a few rumours going away about the actual one that was announced. And the whole time it was getting leaked out. People go, oh, go on, hate it, don't like it at all, whatever. And it's very amateurish and cheap looking, so it is. Now, to be honest, I thought myself the other day the same thing when I seen just the top on its own. And I was like, I don't like it at all. But I've seen this here picture in yesterday with the whole kit. I have to say it looks nice. See with the hoop socks and the shorts there, with the top together, it really does look nice. So it does. So my sort of mind has been swayed. But the problem is, now, so I got the new away top. Absolutely love it. Just it's fantastic. But the problem with me at the minute is a 3XL is too big, but 2XL is just a wee bit too clingy. So it is. So I think I maybe need to lose an hour a wee bit, because obviously I'm not going to put weight on to fit in the 3XL. I need to lose an hour a bit maybe to fit into the 2XL. So Laura brought back 3XL yesterday, so she did, and 2XL and put it on this morning. Yeah, it's still a wee bit clingy, so definitely going to buy this here top. Love it, really, really like it. So do. So I have to say it's really grew on me from a scene that or picture you see morning. So let me know what the rest of you think, folks, about the new kit. But I see some people as well were saying about the silver, the 3 stripes in the silver. Some people's attitudes, well, it's 3 stripes. It's going to be like obviously for 3 silver wars at the end of the year. But to me, like silver, it basically it represents like second place. You know what I mean, we're champions last year. It should be gold. If there's anything on the top, it should be gold. So right, let's see. So another announcement that was made yesterday by Féile, folks, was this here. I know it was absolutely massive surprise for Laddie, as he didn't know this here was going to be happening, like, to be honest. So yes, the Wolf Tones has been announced for Sunday the 14th of August for the Féile finale. That's what it has at night. I'm sure you laddies were going on, Jesus, what are we going to have this year? But to be honest, I was reading once they put it out, there was something like 3,000 odd comments on the official Féile post. So there was, and I have to say, but at least half of them were all very, very negative. So there were a lot of people just saying, like, come on, lads, like, it's time to give it up now, whatever. And like, Jesus, what's this here? The 150th farewell tour and blah, 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 and all this here and stuff. And so, but I'm sort of glad to see that sort of Féile at least, or maybe if they haven't listened to me, they're taking somebody's advice on and sort of trying to get some homegrown bands on stage. Because I know it hasn't been announced yet, but I know the Hot Whiskies are going to be playing. Because Sean McCory posted last night, says, yep, can't wait to be backing up the Wolf Tones at the Falls Park. So I think we're going to be there ourselves. But obviously what we've done last year, folks, we've done the live show outside McEnany's. So literally within 10 minutes of the Féile of the Wolf Tones being announced, I got a phone call from Sean, who's the manager of McEnany's, and I knew straight away. So he's busy saying, listen, well, what are we doing? We're doing this again next year or this year. So yeah, folks, last year it was a success, only it was a bit mad, I have to say. Hopefully we'll have a bit more arranged this year, get a few more barriers up, and maybe close the street off and try and contain everybody into the one area. But it was absolutely bonkers, because it was just like a stop off point for everybody who was going to the gig last year at the park, and they obviously all seen me playing the music outside McEnany's, and they all just congregated. But there was people dancing in the middle of the roundabout, there was people in the middle of the road. So it turned out the cops come down and they were going to shut it down and basically said, listen, you need to contain everybody up at Divis Street. So I think that's what we're going to do this year. Maybe try and get me outside McEnany's and just put a few barriers up and try and keep everybody all up at one street. And we'll try and get one big sort of party atmosphere going so well. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So folks, definitely this year, we're going to be back again on the Féile finale outside McEnany's on Sunday the 14th of August from about 2 to 6. We're going to do a live show, sort of hopefully internet permitting. And I've been on the Féile already, so hopefully they'll give me another few free passes this year again that we can give away live on the show, so we can. So if you see me talking during the week, I did say we're going to give away some free passes this week, folks. So what I'm going to do is we're going to give away the first free passes now, right, of the show this week. So we're talking about the Hills Donegal Celtic Supporters Festival. It's happening in Bundoran, folks, at the end of September. So it is. So we're going to give away the free passes after this here. So Mickey Bell has given me 3 sets of passes to give away. So we're going to give away 1 set of passes at the start of July, 1 set of passes at the start of August, and 1 set of passes at the end of the start of September. So they're 50 quid each. So that's £100, folks, with 2 passes, which is great. So what we're going to do is we're going to play this here wee ad for the actual festival itself, and then I'm going to ask you a question. And the way it's going to work, as usual, whoever's the first to answer the question that I give out on my screen is going to be the winner. So, folks, make sure you have to be here. So whoever gets the winning question has to go to it. So don't mind me saying you usually the winner and then trying to give your tickets to somebody else. I mean, so the person who wins them has to go to the festival. So if you're not able to make it, try and let somebody else win. It's maybe going to go. You know what I mean? So right. So we're going to play the flyer, the wee e-flyer for the festival, and then we'll give out the question and see who's going to win the tickets for the 2 weekend wristbands for the Hills Donegal Festival this year in Bundoran. Here we go.
She's out
Folks, there you go. So that is the E-flyer for this year's Hulls Donegal Celtic Supporters Festival in Bundoran. Cannot wait. It's been too long. 2 years without this festival is just it's far, far too long. So listen, cheers to Mickey Bell and all the family for giving us the 3 sets of wristbands, folks. So there's a lot of us here who know go to the festival every year. So hopefully you might be in a chance of winning. So here we go. We're going to give away the first question now to give away 2 wristbands, folks. And say we're going to have another 2 to give away at the start of August, and then another 2 to give away at the start of September. So here we go. Right, so the question is, and say the way it's going to work is, whoever the first answer is I see on my screen, and what I get is basically on my right hand side here is the screen showing up all of the comments from Twitter and Facebook and YouTube all at the same time. So basically, I don't want people thinking, oh, I was ahead of him on YouTube, or I was ahead of him or her on Facebook, or I was ahead of them on Twitter. So it's basically whatever one pops on my screen first that I see, that's going to be the winner. So here's the question, folks. Very, very simple. So there is one venue this year that is not going to be part of the Hills Donegal Celtic Supporters Festival. That always was one of the prominent venues. So tell me, the question is, what venue this year is not going to be one of the venues for the festival? There's one venue that is no longer taking part. So tell me this here, what venue is not going to be taking part in the festival this year? It's been well public. There we go. Peter Murray is the man. He's the winner. The first answer has got it on Facebook. Come through the Grand Central Hotel. So Peter, there we go, mate. Well done, mucker. You've won yourself 2 passes to the Hills Donegal Celtic Supporters Festival in Bundoran. So fair play to you. If I'm not mistaken, actually your daughter won the tickets as well on the last time we done the competition. So there you go. So well done, mate, Peter. So listen, do me a favour, just pass me on your details through to Facebook or whatever, and I'll get them on, and then at the end I'll give Mickey Bell the 3 winners. So there's our first winner, folks. Peter Murray, of course, the venue that's no longer hosting the festival this year is the Central Hotel, because obviously they chose to take the government money, and now they're hosting the whole pile of Ukrainian refugees. So I don't know what they're going to make of the festival come September, whenever a couple of thousand busy mad Celtic fans land in the town of Bundoran for 4 days. They'll be getting their eyes opened, I tell you that. So listen, Peter Murray, well done, mate. Congratulations, and commiserations to the rest of you who entered unlucky. There we go. So well done, Peter. Fixed it is. Peter says, cheers, Ro, and go on as well. So there we go. Right. So well done, Peter. Yes, so right, folks. So another 15, 20 minutes, we're going to get Bo Lochran on the screen for our interview today. But don't forget, folks, we're going to be doing another 2 tickets to give away today for my gig in the Rock Bar on the 3rd of December. You see me advertising it there. Folks, here we go. So we're going to do this one here for Terry. So speaking of one of the people who is playing at the festival this year, the one and only Damien Quinn, who is currently over in Albufeira in Portugal at the minute, so he is living his best life. He does deserve a wee break through this. So here we go for Terry and Rob over in Greece, who Rob is getting his cherry, so he is, and Terry is getting herself led into the ouzo. Fair play to you. This is Damien Quinn with Rebel Sundays, folks, on Rebel Sundays. Here we go.
Well, it took a stroll down the old Falls Road. Rebel Sunday is the day when you see Jerry Oak and Damien Quinn sing the songs of the IRA. And I ask you, friends, are you heading to the Rock? 'Cause I have Rebel Sundays on at 6 o'clock. There's Damien Quinn. He hits the Queen. And Jerry Oak, he loves Shabeen. Well, Jerry Oak sings fuck your flag and fuck, fuck, bucket again. While Damien Quinn sings 18 Brits and a nation once again. And I ask you friends, are you heading to the rock? Cause I have Rebel Sundays on at 6 o'clock. There's Damien Quinn, he hits the Queen. And Jerry O'Kee loves Shebeen. They'll hear the songs of Bobby Sands and the man who fought and died. The broad black brimmer and the blackened hands and the Provost lullaby. I ask you friends, are you heading to the rock? Cause the hand Rebel Sundays on at 6 o'clock. There's Damien Quinn, he hits the Queen. And Jerry O'Kee loves Shebeen. Well, I took a stroll down the old Falls Road. Rebel Sunday is the day when you see Jerry O'Kee and Damien Quinn sing the songs of the IRA. And I ask you friends, are you heading to the rock? Cause I have Rebel Sundays on at 6 o'clock. There's Damien Quinn, he hits the Queen. And Jerry O'Kee loves Shebeen. Damien Quinn, he hits the Queen. 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 Jerry O, Jerry, Jerry O. Jerry O, Jerry, Jerry O. Jerry O, Jerry, Jerry O.
There we go. And Mark, 18 bits, Mark. But there's Rebel Sundays, folks, from Damien Quinn. That's where we take the name of the show from on a Sunday. Rebel Sundays. So what's space for Terry there and Rob over in Greece this afternoon, who's living their best lives. Fair play to you, where the rest of us here are stuck in this lovely weather. I'm stuck in a pitch black room with this light shining in front of me. Absolutely sweltering. But sure. We're here anyway, folks. Let's see. There's the man himself, Keith Rowe, Salt Lake Sports Club. Well, mate, what is the crack? How you getting on over in Paisley? This is Keith Cooks from Come On the Hoops, Salt Lake, the podcast and Salt Lake group, who has obviously moved over to Glasgow this week to sort of further on his podcast and set up a new life. So, mate, fair play to you, Keith. That's what you're doing. Hopefully, it all works out for you, mucker. I'm sure it will. Steve Kerr says, play on the one road. Let's see. I'm debating whether to play it or not because I think it was stuck on the Wolftones version. It might get us cut off YouTube, Facebook, and I say I'm going to have Bo on here very, very soon, so I don't want to get the show me cut off before he comes on. Do you know what I mean? So well, we'll see. What's this here? Oh, my bloody phone's going nuts here. So it is. Let's see. Arthur is saying, yep, clammy over in Paradise. So listen, we're going to give away the tickets in the second half of the show, maybe between about 3:30, maybe between 3 and 4, for the two sets tickets, or sorry, the two tickets for the big fans end of show, end of year party at the Rock Bar. So look at that there. We're going to be giving a lot of them away, folks, over the next few months leading up into the show. And also obviously I mentioned earlier on about this here gig happening in the Carrickdale Hotel. So the organisers are going to be giving me some tickets as well to give away for this here over the next couple of months. So whenever they actually decide on a night, once the competition winners and all announced for the name of the night, this night is going to be they're going to be giving me a few sets of passes to give away on the show. So cheers to them as well. And again, thanks very much for asking me to take part in it. It is much, much appreciated. Right, so listen, we're going to do one. We'll talk about the Wolftones at going to be on the Falls Park this year. So the opinion has been very, very split. So it has about some people saying, "Oh, I can't wait" and all, but maybe probably more younger ones than anything. But there's been a lot of negativity about the gig. But all I'm saying is, I hope the support act is going to be a lot more sort of Irish and local. I'm not knocking Shebeen and Gary Og and Nance Barad and all the rest of the lads more every year, but I think it definitely is a chance Some of there's so many great rebel bands in Belfast, all over Ireland, that deserve their chance to get on their stage supporting the Wolf Tones. So hopefully, with obviously the Hot Whiskies, who are a West Belfast band, are going to be playing at some stage that night. We'll know what now. So hopefully there will be a few more Irish bands playing at the gig. So we'll do one. This is for Steve Kerr, who asked for this one. He was looking for We're on the One Road. So it's the Wolf Tones, folks, with On the One Road on Rebel Sundays. We'll play this here, and then we're going to do the first song from Bo Lochran after this song, and then we'll get Bo on the screen for today's interview.
We're on the one road, sharing the one load. We're on the road to God knows where. We're on the one road, it may be the wrong road, but we're together now, who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork and Donegal. We're on the one road, swinging along, singing a soldier's song. Though we've had our troubles now and then, now is the time to make them up again. Sure aren't we all Irish anyhow? Now is the time, stand together now. We're on the one road, sharing the one load. We're on the road to God knows where. We're on the one road, it may be the wrong road, but we're together now, who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork and Donegal. We're on the one road, swinging along, singing a soldier's song. Tinker, tailor, every butcher's son, butcher, baker, shouldering his gun. A rich man, a poor man, every man in line, all together just like old lang syne. We're on the one road, sharing the one load. We're on the road to God knows where. We're on the one road, it may be the wrong road, but we're together now, who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork and Donegal. We're on the one road, swinging along, singing a soldier's song. Night is darkest just before the dawn. From dissensions Ireland is reborn. Soon we'll all, united Irishmen, make our land a nation once again. We're on the one road, sharing the one load. We're on the road to God knows where. We're on the one road, it may be the wrong road, but we're together now, who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork and Donegal. We're on the one road, swinging along, singing a soldier's song.
There we go. That is the Wolf Tones, folks, with the On the One Road space for Steve Kerr, who asked that one. This is Rebel Sundays, folks, on the Rebel podcast. Digger McMacken says, loving the show, Ro. Keep up the TikToks. Love from Motherwell. Well, speaking of TikToks, any of you noticed, I am now off TikTok, folks. Due to work commitments and a few things that happened on TikTok, I had to leave. So if any of you may have noticed, I'm no longer on TikTok. I had to close the account down over something that happened. And I would rather keep my job than post up a few silly videos on TikTok, I have to say. So that is why I'm no longer on TikTok. Tearsy is all to follow me, folks, in the short time that I was on it. But say at the minute, I'm no longer on TikTok because I had to give it a cheerio over something silly that happened, probably more to the cream buns. So it was than anything. But yeah. So listen, we're going to play the first song here from Bo Lochran. Hopefully after this here, we're going to see Bo on the screen. We'll get him on to do today's interview. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get him on as internet's go do the job. So say this is Bo's album, folks. We're going to be playing the songs from today. It's called Bo Lochran, The Scullery Sessions. Absolutely class album this here. If you haven't got it, get on to Bo and maybe get a copy of it. So there's 11 songs on it, loads of Irish favourites, loads of more rebel-y songs. So we're going to play 3 songs today. So the first one is we're going to play is it's a bit of a fan's favourite in the show. A lot of people ask for Bees Wing every week. So this is number 6 in the album score. This is the first song from Bo's album today. Bo Lochran, the Scullery Sessions most requested song. So we go. This is our first one, folks. This is Bo Lochran with Bees Wing. Before we get Bo on the screen, and then we'll get the interview going. So here we go for you.
I was 18 when I came to town. They called it the summer of love. They were burning babies, burning flags, the hawks against the doves. I took a job to steaming down Caldrum Street. Fell in love with the laundry girl, was working next to me. Brown hair zigzagged around her face and a look of half surprise. Like a fox caught in the headlights, there was animal in her eyes. She says, oh man, oh can't you see I'm not the factory kind. If you don't take me out of here, I'll surely lose my mind. She was a rare thing, fine as a bee's wing, so fine a breath of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, she was running wild. She says, as long as there's no price in love, I'll stay. You wouldn't want me any other way. We bust around the market town and pick fruit down in Kent. We could take our lamps and pots and knives or every band. I said that we might settle down and get a few years dug, with a fire burning in the hearth, babies on the rug. She says, oh man, you foolish man, that surely sounds like hell. You might be lord of half the world, but you'll not own me as well. She was a rare thing, fine as a bee's wing, so fine a breath of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, she was running wild. She says, as long as there's no price in love, I'll stay. You wouldn't want me any other way. Asked her, here she's sleeping out back in the Derby beat. White horse in her hip pocket, no wolfhound at her feet. They said she even married once to a man near Romney Brown. Even the gypsy caravan was too much saddling down. They say her flowers faded now, hard weather and hard blues. Maybe that's the price to pay for the change that you'll refuse. She was a rare thing, fine as a bee's wing, and I miss her more than ever words could say. If I could just taste all of her wildness now, if I could hold her in my arms today, I wouldn't want her any other way. She was a rare thing, fine as a bee's wing, so fine her breath of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, she was running wild. She says, as long as there's no price in love, I'll stay. You wouldn't want me any other way. Want me any other way.
So that was the sound there of Bo Lochran, folks, with Bees Wing. So say we're just waiting on him popping up here on the screen. He hasn't came yet. Hopefully he's got the hang of the link that I've sent him. But there's no word of him being here yet. So hopefully we'll see Bo on any minute now, folks. So this is Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast with myself, Ro, folks. If you're watching on Facebook today, loads more people have jumped on there. Please share the stream for me. If you're part of any like Rebel groups or Celtic groups or folk music groups, anything at all, just share the stream onto them if you can. Again, share it to your friends and family. If you're watching on Twitter, folks, loads of people are watching on Twitter, so just retweet the stream. Twitter is a massive platform that we need to be getting more into. So retweet the stream, please, for us. And if you're watching on YouTube, which is the bulk of the people are, you can just copy and paste the link from YouTube and then just sit it on your Facebook or your whatever, Instagram, and you can you can share the stream for us. Right, folks, so if you have any more requests, there's loads coming through. So I'm just waiting on Bo coming through here. That was the first song from today before we do the interview from Bo's album. It's called Bo Lochran, the Scullery Sessions, most requested. Obviously, scullery comes from, which I didn't know a couple months ago when it was pointed out to me. A scullery, people of an older generation would have knew it as their kitchen. Never heard a kitchen being basically called a scullery in my life, so I didn't, but that's because I'm so young, you know, so yeah, maybe not, but yeah, so obviously Bo was one of the more prominent ones whenever lockdown happened, so he was, we've done a lot of live streams every single week from his sort of wee kitchen area, great sessions that kept a lot of people sort of seeing while the whole lockdown was happening, so it was, so yeah, you got a big respect for that there the whole time that we're all locked up in our houses. So right, still no sign of him yet. Met the same wee message here to see if we can get hold of him and see where he is. So Peter says play the Fields of Rye for the Bridge End Tims. Dan Breen, could I play the Bloodstained Bandage by the Wolfhound? Marty, we never called it a kitchen growing up. It was always the scullery. See, never in my life. Even my ma said, yeah, it was scullery. I was like, never heard it being called a scullery. Let's see. Paul was looking at me to play Liam McGrane's new song, Celtic in My DNA. Yes, I heard it the other day. I have to say that there's on Spotify. I know it is on Facebook, but if it's on, I'll maybe get a hold of it and see. Yep, just trying to fill a bit of time here. I don't want to play another song while we're waiting on Bo coming through, so I don't. So I'll maybe let's see. My daddy called it a kitchen here as well, so he did. Rick Dicker says, Ro, have you got a song called The Ballad of Jackie Daddy? I think he means the Ballad of Jackie Duddy. Right, listen. I'll 2 seconds. Bo's trying to call me here, so what we'll do is we'll play a song, right? So we'll, and then I'll play a song, and then I'll go on to Bo and see what the crack is with him, why he can't get on for some reason. So, right, this is just going to be a shot in the dark. This here. So we'll have to just pick something. So we're going to play number one from the Kathleen Larkin, the Flancom. I've not got an idea what it is because it's on. It just comes up 1 to 20 these tracks, so God knows what this is. So we'll play this here. This is Kathleen Larkin, the Flancom, and I'm going to give Bo a shout here and see what is the crack with him. Here we go. No, definitely not that one because we're going to be playing that there from Bo, so we are on his album, so we can't play that there one. So here we go. We'll play number 2 and see how that one is now, but there's any better. Right, here we go. Oh, I had the nightmare of the day, Swam. Listen, here we go. What? See, that is number 2 there. Hold on a second. Right. See, this is a live audio for you folks. Bo's trying to ring me here on the Facebook space. I need to try and get a song on so I can give him a ring back. Right, here we go.
Them. Lord, I do not grudge my 2 strong sons that I have seen go out to break their strength and die. They and a few in bloody protest for a glorious thing. They shall be spoken of among their people. The generation shall remember them and call them blessed. But I names in my own heart in the long nights. The little names that were familiar once round my dead heart. Lord, thou art hard on mothers. We suffer in their coming and their going. And though I grudge them not, I weary of the long sorrow. And yet I had my joy. My sons were faithful, and they fought.
Right, so what's sort of Kathleen Largier, folks, for yous on Rebel Sunday. So say, hopefully we'll should have Bo here now. We're going to get him on the screen. Just give us 2 seconds. Obviously, just the technology, folks. For some of these, it's a bit harder to get on sometimes than what was before because there's a bit of a process you have to do to get yourself on. So I will just get this off. Here we go. Hopefully, there's Bo onto the screen now. There we go, mate. Good man yourself, Rick. Can you hear me, Mother?
Right, well, aye. I can hear you twice. Whatever's happening.
You can hear me? Is there like an echo? Is there somewhere?
Aye, there's like a delay. It's like a...
See, it's all grand, man. I can hear you, grand. There's sweet. It's,
I'll stay on now.
Is that it now?
Yeah.
Right, happy days, sweet. Listen, folks, here we go. We're joined now by Bo Lochran, folks, County Armagh rebel singer from Loughran. So you're currently residing up in Bundoran. What's the weather like there at the minute, mate? Are you hearing me?
The weather's not too... It's a bit overcast today. I can still hear you twice for some reason.
So it's a bit of a delay or something. What are you coming through on? What have you your headphones plugged in the laptop or what? Or
yeah.
Listen, do me a favour, take the headphones out, right? And I just see if you can hear it come through the speaker if it's any better for you. And there isn't. Listen, do me a favour, take the headphones out, right? And I just see if you can hear it come through the speaker if it's any better. Do you have the show on?
Do I?
Right, turn the show off. That's why it's delaying for. So it is. Do you have the show on?
Aye, that's what it is, Ian.
Right, turn the show off. That's why it's. Right, we're going back in a wee second. So what was happening, why he was getting a delay there, folks, was because he had the show on in the background as well. So he was hearing me in the show talking, and a bit of a delay, and obviously then he's talking himself, and there's a bit of a come through. So hopefully we'll get him back in here in a wee second, and then hopefully we'll start things off better. Folks, this is what happens when you're going through live. I mean, this isn't pre-recorded, so it isn't. These things happen, so Burr give us a bit of patience. Right, so we'll just look up for him jumping back down here in a wee second. We'll get him. Hopefully he can follow through the instructions again and get him on the screen. This is some crack, folks, yeah. Right. Hold on a wee second. So James says, yeah, any song of Stephen's album, fantastic album. Yes, we're going to do a song from Stephen's album after Bo was finished the interview. We'll have it. It's all on Spotify now, folks. You want to look for it there. It's called Stefan Rebel Hearts. So search for it. There's 9 or 10 songs. Absolutely phenomenal. So a couple of people have already asked today for a bit of song from Stephen's album. So we're going to get him on. He's currently over in America at the minute, so he is. So fair play to him. He's doing a bit of a tour in New York and stuff. He was over in Boston last week at the Cape Cod Irish Festival, so he was. So fair play to him over there, living his great life. Well done, fair play to him, mate. Right, just trying to get Bo back on here again. I'm just waiting for him to jump back on the screen. Say, folks, basically the way this here StreamYard works is you have to send them a link, and then they follow all the process through to get on, and then they attach themselves to the show and get on in the background. So that's why it's not a case of just ringing up. Or before we used to do the call, but you couldn't actually see them. It was just that you hear the audio. So it was easier just to hit ring and go hello, whatever. But this one here, obviously, it's better to get them on the screen, but it's a bit of a nightmare sometimes to get people on when they mightn't be sort of used to the software. Do you know what I mean? So let's see. We'll just looking through a few comments here, and the ones we might have missed. Carla McCroy looking for Christy Moore, Black as a Colour. I actually don't even know if there's if I ever play that song on the show, haven't it? Dacre says, Ro, you've got a song called The Ballad of Jackie, I think you mean Jackie Duddy, by Paul Daly Band. It's a different song from the folk or familiar, the brilliant track. So you're looking for the one from the Paul Daly Band, Jackie Duddy. Not sure if was that one on YouTube, is it or what? Or right here we'll have Bo here now. So this is a second time lucky. Hopefully this time here we're ready to rock and roll. Well, Bo, how can we hear us loud and clear now?
Oh, I don't know now, but I tell you, it was no good with sound tax yet.
Right, happy days, mate. Good man yourself. So there's no echo, no delay now. You can hear me okay?
Dead on by 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Right, good man. Now, you're a bit low for some reason, so you are. See in your wee thing, is there a volume or anything on your wee microphone, like on your speakers, your earphones? So it's a wee bit low coming through. So it is. Listen, obviously you're joining us from Bundoran today, mate, up in your caravan there. So what's the weather like there? It's pissing down here.
It's overcast with showers, and it's not so sunny today. Like, it's not sunny Bundoran today.
Well, sure. Hopefully it is in September when we all land up there, so it is a bit of luck.
I hope so, yeah.
So tell me, first, see the name Bo. Where's that come from? Obviously your name isn't Bo. Like, is it short for something or?
Well, just before start, congratulations on your wedding anniversary and your 150th show.
Cheers, mate. I don't know what it's mad. Like, it feels like more than 12 years. So it does, like, to be honest. She yourself being married, like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I know time flies when you're enjoying yourself.
Well, that's debatable.
So Bo. It used to be Bobo when I was a child, when a baby. The sisters called me Bobo, and then it just went on from there. You know, over the years, it was cut down to Bo, and that's just where it came from. I think the sisters just named it, you know, when I was a child, like.
So what actually is your real name? What's your
Brian?
And just Bobo. Okay, Brian. Right. So obviously you were raised, and born in Kilwilkie Estate in Loughran.
Kilwilkie,
so
yes.
Tell me what that was like there. I actually done a party up there. Was it about a year ago for Andrea, who's actually one of the regular viewers of the show. I thought it was like a party for her sister in her garden in a marquee. Absolutely bonkers, like. People are just mad. It was she gave me the directions to get into the estate, and I was like, what the? I felt like I was going into Beirut. I don't want to say to insult your neighbourhood, but I was like, no, this is a bit mad here for me. So I finally found it here, but brilliant people. It was a brilliant night, so it was like. Tell me about, obviously, growing up in Kilwilkie. Would you have come from a big family, would you?
There was three sisters, 3 brothers, big enough family, you know. And I enjoyed growing up in Kilwilkie. Had brilliant times, you know. It was rough at times, like, you know, with the troubles and what have you. But the crack was great in Kilwilkie, like, you know. During the troubles, there was like great comradeship in the estate. You know,
how old is that estate then? I actually thought like would have been Kilwilkie was a sort of pretty new sort of like area.
I think the first sort of houses started going up around about 66, something around about that time, you know.
Right. Okay. So you mentioned your dad used to run like an accordion band in Loughran. So tell me, were you involved with the band at any stage, or was the rest of your family in it?
Well, the bra was in it. My dad and the bras run the Samiri's accordion band in Loughran there, and the Shankill estate, not the Shankill in Belfast now, the Shankill in Loughran. They'd run the accordion band. I think it started way in the 60s as well. And, you know, it went right through till, I reckon about 1986 or something, that band sort of folded up. You know, once the flute band sort of took over.
Yeah.
You know, but they were there every Easter. They led the Easter parade and all, you know, through the town. So that it was a good band, like, you know, good accordion band. There's loads of Loughran people went through it throughout the years, like. And then I went on to join the flute band myself. when I was there.
That there must have been sort of on and off for a few years, was it? 'Cause I know obviously the Loughran Martyrs band was around for a few years or recently over the last few years, and it's fell away again. Nice, what has. So obviously it must have been sort of like a lot of flute bands. So sort of different people take them over and then they start up again, whatever again, and whatever. So what did you do? What did you do in the flute band?
Well, the Loughran Martyrs flute band originally started off as Young Iron flute band.
The Young Ireland.
It was originally called the Young Iron flute band. And then I think I was 14 when I joined the flute band. It's called the Young Ireland. And then we changed their name about 2 years later to the Loughran Martyrs Republican Flute Band. So I played the flute in the band. And as years went on, was on the committee and stuff. And, you know, sometimes if the bass drummer was missing or played the bass drum and stuff like that. But we were a big band at one stage, like in the late 80s, early 90s, like we had something like 12 drummers, side drummers, 3 bass drummers, and about 35 fluters. But great band, boy. So,
well, I suppose it's a big catchment area. I mean, to have, but I suppose there only is one band. Like especially then as well, when it would have been sort of the in thing to be playing the band. I mean, because I know like in the early days, when back when you have Ernu and only Alsop, they were massive bands like in Belfast at the start. So they were like.
There was actually 3 bands in the area at the time. There was ourselves.
Oh Jesus! Here we go. Hold on a second. This is my mad uncle coming in here.
Happy anniversary.
He's a bit shy.
Like myself.
Many years, kid.
12 years. Thank you very much. Right, cheers.
Keep it
How
lit.
you doing that?
All right.
Oh jeez, I wasn't expecting that. Nice.
Brilliant.
Sorry, mate. There we go. So obviously, listen, so from the band you moved on, obviously, to play in your first rebel band with your brother, I think it was, band called Hale and Paddy. So you were 17. So when would you actually have first took up like a guitar? I mean, before, like, would you have been younger than that there? Or?
I was about 15 maybe. I started strumming away at the guitar, and I'll tell you what it was. I got a Christy Moore tape after Fan-Law. He wasn't a Fan-Law at the time. Little did I know I was going to be married to his daughter, but I got a Christy Moore. I was down to shops one day and he says, "Here, young Loughran, and listen to that there." It was Christy Moore, The Spirit of Freedom. You ever hear that one?
The album, yes, I have. Yeah.
So I got it, and Back Home in Derry was on it, and a few songs like. But that Back Home in Derry just blew me away, so it did. And I said, right, I'm going to sit down here and learn the guitar. And that was one of the first songs I learned then, was Back Home in Derry. And then just progressed from there. Take Me Home to Mayo was one of the first ones.
Had you had any like lessons or anything? I mean, from anybody, or like just self-taught, or?
See, the brother was the oldest in the house, and I was youngest. No, so there's always a guitar lying about because he was playing the bands and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so there was an older guitar there, so I took it up. He showed me a few chords and then just self-taught, you know, so just went on from there.
So tell us a bit about the band, Hale and Paddy. Who was all involved out there then, or what?
The Hale and Paddy were a big band in their day as well. They played mostly down around Dublin stuff, so they did. My actually first gig was I actually played the bass guitar with them.
Right, okay.
The spot came up for a bass guitar player, and the bra says to me, go out and get yourself a bass guitar and you'll be able to join the band. So I had to sit down and learn the bass guitar within a month or two.
Well, she'd never played it before?
No, I hadn't held a bass guitar in my life, so I was through into the deep end. First gig was down Dublin in the Rathmines, and then 2 weeks later we were fucking backing up the Wolf Tones and talk about shitting yourself, like, you know. So where
was that gig in?
It was in some big GAA club in Tyrone. I'm not too sure where it was, but just remember the venue by it. You know, it was a big night, like, and going on the stage and playing the bass, knowing the Wolf Tones were standing there watching you.
Aye, just see.
I was only 17, like, at the time.
Marty McGuinness just sorry comment there. So he says, need to get the band back together. Bo, probably one of the best bands about tour. Was Marty involved in the band as well, was he? Or?
No, he's talking about the Mason's Apron.
I said we were going to mention names next. Okay, right, no problem. The Mason's Apron. Aye. So then you went on to form a band called the Mason's Apron in the 90s. Now, I actually do remember that band in my head going. So tell us a wee bit about that. There was a pretty big band as well, was it?
We were a 5-piece band at one stage. It was myself, I played the bass guitar. Bra, he was lead guitar, acoustic guitar. Mark Haddock was on the banjo. Taddy Shanks was on the flute. And Kieran McConville was fiddle player. So we're pretty big in back in the day. But you know, we travelled up and down the country. There's 5 of us in the van, and I didn't smoke at the time, and the whole 4 boys were smoking. One was smoking a pipe. They all smoking a cigar. And fuck me, I was coming home by reeking with smoke, you know, from the gigs. Like, but it was a great experience. We travelled up and down the country, and you know, you weren't getting big money or anything at the time. You know, it was just for the love of being in a band and doing it and having a crack, like, you know. We done
I think it's
big
probably
gigs.
like the same now. Like a lot of bands are saying, sort of, it's a similar thing. You're not getting massive money, but it's mean of people, and some people think. Like, I would be pretty close to some sort of the bigger bands, and you get talking to them, and they're going like, people think we are earning massive amounts of money, and you're going like, have you seen the work we do and the mileage we are doing up and down the country, and having to pay for our own hotels and all the stay and whatever, and like, we're lucky getting a wage out of it. I mean, and people thinking we're in there making big bucks, like, and you're not.
Definitely. When I was in the Mason's Apron, you know, like the money had to split out between 5 of us. You were lucky getting 20 quid a night, and then you had to drink fucking 10 or 15 pound of it. You know what I mean? So it was more about just playing the band, like, so it wasn't going there for a wage. Definitely was I. But you know, I had good experience with it. We played up in the Madonna Hall and all in Belfast there, and there was some good down venues. Went over to done a festival over in Wales with the Dubliners and Mary Black and Foster and all Lemons and all, you know. Right. So the experience is good, like, you know. So
have you ever anything recorded? Have you any?
Well, we made a CD on the last sort of years of the group. It ended up there was only 3 of us. It was myself, Packy, and Kieran, fiddle player. So it says we'll go in the studio here, and we went in one day. Some wee studio down Belfast. Went in one day, put the tracks down, and put her out. You know, so I think most of the songs is on my YouTube channel anyway. So they are. So you know, if you ever want to.
I'll have a look names. Well, tell us a wee bit then. About growing up sort of as a Republican in sort of Loughran. Obviously, would you have been growing up in a Republican household? Like, I mean, would you have sort of been educated from an early age from your parents as being like all about the struggle and stuff and whatever? Because obviously, I know you were sort of your house was raided and you were arrested a few times yourself. So you were.
Well, there was always rebel music in the house. I remember having the big brown stereograms you used to have with the record players.
I'm too young for me.
I probably hardly remember. We used to have one in there, and you know, it was always rebel music on or folk music on, and with the dad being in the band and all, you know, there was always some sort of rebel music, and you know, in the house. So you were brought up that sort of way, you know, through the rebel music and the folk music. And I remember I had one track. There was one record there. It was a guy called Declan Hunt. You ever hear him?
No, don't think so.
Declan Hunt's great rattle singer. You'll get him on Spotify. Look up his. He made a record, The Man Behind the Wire. I think he made it with Ray McAreevy and stuff. So he did. And I listened to it all the time. You know, when I was a kid, I always remember listening out there. And then Wolf Tones and stuff like that there. And then I went on as I got older. Went on to you know, selling the Republican News, doing the murals, you know, things like that there. And then that's when the harassment starts, and you start getting lifted, and you know, all that shit that comes along with it, like, you know. So
no, but obviously for us, the Republican News, like, we were like all of us done it, so we did. Like, I mean, I was talking like, I know what you did make any money. We made like probably 5p a paper or something. There was no England, and you're now the piss and rain walking around Landown, like,
we didn't get
people's doors. I mean,
so I didn't. We had went around the doors, you're right, and the fucking snow and the rain and everything, selling the Republic News, standing out doing murals and stuff like that there, you know, and just remember John.
The war news, you don't just look at that in the only thing news now, you don't, like, so it wasn't like.
I think that's why most people bought it, to read the war news on it.
It was great, read, like, so it was. So we're going to take a break now and play another song. So, but first, we're going to play 3 songs from your album, mate, the Scullery Sessions. So we'll talk a wee bit about the album later on, but before we go, so the first song I played before we started there was a great sort of track that sort of fans' favourite in the show, Beeswing. Obviously a lot of people have recorded this song. I believe it's Richard Thompson originally wrote this here one.
Tell
us a wee bit about this here, about the song, why you want to put it on the album.
Well, you know, the album was a crowd pleasing album. at the end of the day, you know, because I went through all the songs that people were, you know, requesting over the lockdown sort of thing. And they were the songs that kept on popping up, you know, Sean South, the Beeswing, were on the one road. No, the only 2 songs that didn't pop up was the first one, No Time for Love. And the reason I put that on was because when I was being arrested when I was younger, when I lived with my ma, there was no time for love, you know, when the cops were coming to arrest you. You know what I mean? I remember my ma saying he's getting his breakfast before he goes here, and cop turned around saying, "Don't you worry, Mrs. Loughran, he'll be getting his breakfast where he's going." You know what I mean? So that was one of the reasons I put that song on. And the last one, The Parting Glass, was a whole lot of people when I was doing the lockdown sessions was looking for me to sing songs of, you know, loved ones who had passed. So it says, you know, I'll do that there for everyone, you know. So that's one of the reasons I've done it. Like.
So the song we're going to play now, I'd say, so it's a song, admit, I've never heard before, and before I heard your album, it's a track called The Loughran Ambush. Right. So it is, and a lot of people always request this here on the show. So tell us actually a wee bit about the story about this song and what it's actually about.
Right. Well, that song was wrote by Mrs. Green from Loughran. It was actually wrote as a poem, and a fella lives in Canada now. I don't know if he's originally Loughran man, but he lives in Canada now. I know that there. And Jervis's bra recorded then, and I think it was just put out there as like a family thing, you know.
Yep.
To remember the volunteers. So that's why it's not really out there, you know. I have an old tape of it, an old crickly tape, you know. That's all I have of the original version of it, and you know, it's a song that's dear to everybody's hearts in Loughran. You know, with what happened with the shoot to kill policy and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I know all the families writing well and stuff. You know, so I thought with everybody, with it not really being out there, I thought it would be a good gesture to do a good version. But when I was doing it, it was one of the songs that I wanted to do right. You know what I mean? I didn't want it. And I
half-arsed, like, you want to do it properly, yeah.
So I was happy enough with the end product, and I've been talking to some of the families and all, and they're saying, you know, I've done a good job of it, like, so.
Happy, yes. Listen, folks, we're going to take a wee break here from the interview. We'll play this here next track from Bo, from his album, The Scullery Session. This is a track called The Loughran Ambush. So we'll put Bo on mute here for a wee second, then we're going to back in a couple minutes' time once the song's finished.
Loughran town was rocked with sorrow on that bleak November's day. Hearthstones and tears were mingled as great numbers stopped to pray for Sean Burns and Eugene Toman and their driver Jervis McCure, who had just been brutally murdered in an ambush well prepared. Suspected being Irishmen with no love for the crown, heedless of the age-old cry, "You croppy boys, lie down." They would not lick those British boots of Ireland, they were proud. Though harassed and of browbeaten, they just would not lie down. And they dared to hold their heads up high, and never once did fell to declare their was for freedom, like true sons of the Gael. They'd fight the hearts of evil men who hungered for revenge. And on that bleak November's day, the three lads were well laid. slain by evil men, the forces of the crown. They had dared to flout the order of you croppy boys, lie down. As years go rolling by, my friends, this tale remember well. We owe it to our children, we owe it to ourselves. We owe it to these young men who rallied one and all, and be proud that we are Irish, for they cannot kill us all. And they dared to hold their heads up high, and never once did fail to declare their wish for freedom, like true sons of the Gael. Lie in a soldier's grave in a churchyard near the town. And if you ever pass this way, don't let your heads bow down. Turn your heads up heavenwards and say a silent prayer for Sean Burns and Eugene Toman and their driver, Jervis McCarr.
There we go, folks. I was Bo's tracker, the Loughran Ambush. We're joined by Bo Lochran, folks, here on the Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast. So, mate, welcome back to today's show. Cheers for joining us from Bundoran. So, folks, so listen, so if anybody goes to your Facebook page, Bo, obviously, maybe your own one, they're going to be seeing straight away this picture of yourself and Christy Moore. Obviously, it's on your header picture. So, tell us, obviously, there's a picture there. Obviously, we'll put it on here now so people can see the photograph. Tell us about this, how this gig came about, and how you ended up playing with Christy Moore.
Christy was doing like a private gig for family and friends of the three boys that were over in Colombia.
Right.
And well, I'm good friends with one of the boys, Marty. So I was invited down to the gig, and with the family and friends and stuff. And Christy wanted each family to come up and do a wee thing like a poem, or if they could play an instrument or something. So Christine is Marty's wife. She says to me, Bo, would you represent our family here? And we had a drink the whole way down, in the minibus, and I wasn't too long sobering up, knowing I had to get up with Christy Moore. But I jumped at the chance, says, certainly, Christine, So I got up, and I was going to sing Back Home in Derry, and just before I got up, he done it. So I says, fuck, what am I going to sing now? So so me and Marty used to go to the Flaws and all together. Marty loved that Pogue song, Young Ned of the Hill.
Yeah, yeah.
So I sang that with him, and then I sang Cabin Barry. So,
did Christy record that song, Young Ned of the Hill, himself?
No, I don't think he did now. The only version I've heard of it really is the Pogues. There's a couple of cover versions. I heard it on your show there.
There's ones the Notes from Derry lads there. It was Alban Norby sung it as well. His version of it, their last album. So it was.
I love it. It's a great song, by so it is. It's great lyrics. So it has. Well, anyway, I sung that there on what I call Cabin Barry, and I was fucking being up on stage. Christy Moore was one of my heroes, and then being up on stage with him, was just mind blowing. But I was.
That's some size of a boron he has there, so it is.
Isn't it?
That's like a bin lid.
I was walking on stage, and I had his plaque. And I says to myself, I'll keep this here for a wee souvenir. And he goes, "Here, bye, give me my plaque back." I never got kept his plaque, so I didn't. So.
I see you're a bit like myself. You have a bit more hair in that picture than you do now.
I know that there. Stress, I tell you.
Oh, tell me about stress. So here, but obviously, like, not everybody gets to share a stage with Christy Moore. Like, so it must have been some buzz, like, doing it.
Unbelievable. So it was, freaking, just to be on the stage with Christy Moore, like, the wee gig was intimate gig. It was just family and friends, of the Columbia Boys, So it was some experience, like, just to be on the same stage as Christy Moore.
I know, obviously, you said about your first track was Christy Moore's. We'll say Bobby Sands' Back Home in Derry.
Yeah.
But obviously it was but take it, would he have been one of your sort of big influences, like, sort of growing up? I mean,
well, growing up, it would have been my influences would have been the Wolf Tones, the Barleycorn, all the usual bands, and as I say, your man Declan Hunt. They would have been, and then I really got into Christy Moore, as I say, around about 84, 85, and then once I heard that CD, Spirit of Freedom, just blew me away, and I was just mad about Christy Moore then from then on, like, So
just actually, you were talking there about the Wolf Tones. We were talking obviously earlier on about it. So you were at the Féile last year, obviously bumped into you to the McInerney's. Like sort of obviously another artist. We're not sort of getting into like sort of bashing, but what do you sort of think is it like with Emmons? Is there a sort of stage where they look at and go, listen, look, maybe. Can we keep going on what we're doing? It's because I actually seen. I mean, obviously the Wolf Tones, always going to praise them for what they've done. But they were playing over in Spain there a few weeks ago at Dixie's gig. So they were. I was actually watching the live video. So it was, and Tommy was singing Grace, and like I was just sitting like I was cringing watching it, like, and I was like, this is like, lads. Like,
it's time to call
I think you're letting yourselves down here, like, by, I mean, I think just constant, like, I think it's, I know, like, the bigger gigs and stuff where they feel they'll go on. I know for a fact, I mean, a lot of their songs, it's backing tracks they're playing, so it is, like, I mean, because there's some songs they just can't play anymore. I mean, they're pretty older generation, but do you think, like, there's still another few years in them, like, of doing gigs like this?
Well, I hope that I'm out of I'm still able to do it anyway, but you're right. The Wolf Tones were one of the best bands ever. Back in their day, like, they're not so good now because of the age thing. Yeah. But when I remember seeing it, we backed them up loads of times when we were playing with the Mason's Apron, and they were brilliant, especially when the Forum was there. When Dark.
Yeah, when it was the original band. Yeah.
Yeah. But as I say, look, fair play to them for playing along. Like, I say I'm not going to slate them or anything, but. There is a time you need to say, all right, I think it's time to call it a day, like hang up the guitar and the banjo sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, so, but hopefully, I said earlier on, we're going to be doing, I'd say, McInerney's again this year before the Féile gig, and if I can get the next day off work, hopefully we'll actually go this year. Cause I know it's some buzz, like, obviously going that there, 10,000 people, like, it's some event, like, so it is to go. But I know this year now, Sean thing from the Hot Whiskies, he's already said that they're going to be backing up the band this year, so they're going to be one of the Sean McCurry. So hopefully, I'm hoping the Féile is going to sort of give a few of the slots to more sort of Irish bands this year. It's something I had out with the organisers, and I said, listen, look, all these other bands you're bringing in, the do bring crowds in Shebeen and or Ogan stuff, or Gary Ogan, whatever. But there's so many bands in this country that deserve a shot at playing at this. I mean, it is the People's Festival. I mean, and like there's so many bands that work their balls off week on week, that up and down the road playing at festivals and gigs that don't get a chance to do these big gigs because they say if you aren't sort of part of that week sort of clique, do you know what I mean? You're not going to get any of them, so you aren't. So I'm hoping now by Eamon saying that they're going to be one of the backup acts. There'll be a few more Irish bands going this year. Right, so obviously moving on. During lockdown, Bo, you were definitely one of the most sort of prominent sort of artists doing the live feeds. So you were, obviously, everybody was popping up all over the place. You could go on like on a Saturday night, and on your basically your Facebook was just every second video was somebody doing a live stream. So there were. So how did you find, like, firstly, lockdown yourself? I mean, for the family, were you using sort of were you able to still work, or were you sort of hemmed in? I mean, sort of in the house. And obviously, when we talk about the live feeds, how did you sort of find it playing a phone, basically with people all over the world watching you, as opposed to in a bar, as a normal gig? What was it like for the first few ones for you, like?
Well, I was still working away anyway, so that was all right. I was still mingling with people and and work and stuff. But I actually did take sick the first week. of it, and that's before they were doing, you know, the tests and all, the temperature and all was through.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was laying in bed and actually I'd seen somebody doing the live thing, you know, on the Facebook. Says, fuck, wouldn't mind trying that myself, because, you know, my gigs had stopped, which I was always used to going out every Friday, Saturday night or whatever.
Tell me about it.
So I says, you know, we'll see how this year goes, and I done a wee one. Next minute there was like 300 or 400 people watching. I was like, fucking, this is great. So the next one, in 2 weeks' time, it was Easter. And I was always busy around Easter, like, so I says, like, I'll do you know, an Easter one, Easter Sunday one. And the whole town was talking about it, like, everybody was tuning into the live thing on Easter Sunday. So when I actually came on my phone after the gig, there was 12,000 views within them 2 hours.
It's crazy, I know, yeah.
Unbelievable, like.
Yeah.
And the phone was going mad, friend requests and all that there, like, you know.
That's it.
But it helped me, so it did help me through it. And I hadn't drunk Buckfast in years, and for some reason I started drinking Buckfast through lockdown again.
Gigs.
I don't know why, but I just got a wee taste for it, and I started. I think the rumours were going about that they were running out of Buckfast, so I went and bought a couple of bottles of it, you know, so I had to be drunk.
Mate, listen, see anybody I speak to from Loughran, I know when I had Marty on as well, I used to deliver for DHL. We delivered all around the off licenses. See that there's the big Spar up there in Loughran. They have like literally a whole wall dedicated just to Buckfast in that shop. So every season bottle and box of Buckfast they have in there, and it gets cleaned out every week. It's crazy.
Without a doubt. People love it up Loughran, like, love it, so that
Loughran champagne, I like naming it.
You know, I take a wee notion for it every now and again, you know, but there's boys couldn't go out without having a drink of Buckfast, like, you know, they need their Buckfast. I'm not drinking anything else.
Well, I should obviously talk about the live. See, when you say there, like, it sort of helped you through, but even like, see, like, when I started doing my show, the amount of people every week, we're just getting like a wee message from somebody, and there would just be like a really nice. Listen, mate, you don't understand. Like, we're stuck in the house and my head's fried, needing just having this here. You just be able to sit there and basically get a wee session going, and it just see for the mental health of people having like all these here live sets. It was because I don't think a lot of people knew how it affected some people. You know what I mean, like, it's some people it affected a lot more than others. Like, they weren't working, they were being stuck in the house, they couldn't go out, whatever. And definitely having stuff like this here, it really sort of helped their heads. Like, so it did.
100%. By there was. The message I was getting, you know, well done, Bo, and all you've put our night in, you know, you've made our weekend, stuff like that there. And I used to go up, and there'd have been like a case of beer and all sitting at the door, and I said, "How the fuck that from?" People are actually bringing beer and all up to me, you know, like gratitude, you know, for me doing it, you know. So you know, I felt good. And then the Easter Sunday one, I put up a PayPal for a charity for, you know, the local. You know, where people couldn't get food and all. And
the food banks and all, yeah.
I ended up, I think I raised something like £800 or something that night. You know, it was fucking good, like. You know, so.
Oh, that's crazy.
Things like that there just
so many stories you hear from people. And plus, like, the amount of careers, I think it's launched as well. See, so many people that you never really heard before, and they've been probably doing it for years now, whatever. But that they started doing a few sessions on Facebook, and all of a sudden now they're out playing bars every single weekend, so they're doing gigs, like, and it's...
There's a few people that get really successful out of it. They, like, your man Dan McCabe. Dan McCabe,
Yeah.
He's done really well out of it, and we girl Walsh and stuff, you know, so
fair play to them. Right. So you released your studio album, the Scullery Sessions, and we were talking about there in the... Well, I was waiting you coming on about obviously the scullery. I mean, obviously I'm too young to remember a kitchen being called a scullery, you know. But I've been told, sure, when we were growing up, it was always a scullery. It was never known as a kitchen. So was it actually in your kitchen that you done the gigs in?
It was in the kitchen.
Like sort of a wee stage area or something you have?
It was in the kitchen. It was in like the wee back part of the kitchen. It used to be like a back hall, but I extended the kitchen into it, you know. So that's where I done it. And instead of calling it, you know, the kitchen session or whatever, you know. My first one I put live from the scullery. So people were scratching their heads going, you know, the scullery.
Is that a bar or something?
People were writing, where's the scullery? Is this a bar or something? You know, but I got people talking again, and I still call it the scullery, like, you know. So I always called it the scullery when I was growing up. Anybody called it the kitchen back then was a snob, you know.
Oh, wow. Right, so see, obviously the album itself. I know. See, when people, a lot of sort of bands go in, like your box standard rebel bands that would have like so your acoustic guitar, bass guitar, banjo, whistles, and mandolin, and whatever. It seems that yours there's a wee bit of like a sort of an electric sort of touch there in some of the songs. Is it? You've put on like an electric guitar. I think especially in that there are Loughran Ambush as well. There's I can hear a bit
no,
of
it's actually acoustic guitar. It's just the way it's been.
Right, that's the way it sounds in.
It's just the way it's been put through the system. So there's the guy that was doing the the recording. He plays in the band himself, and he would be more like country and western stuff.
Yeah.
It was actually done in his bedroom. He's a wee like recording studio in his bedroom. And that's where CD was made. So he done a very good job of it. Like so.
I have to say your cover's brilliant. I know a lot of people when they bring out the CD, they'll maybe just go for. I've seen even when I done my own one. It was all about raising money, so I didn't want to sort of put too much money out on actually putting the cover and stuff. But it's a real nice wee sort of album the way it's put together. So it is like. So is there still copies of this left, or is it all sold out? Or
no, I have about 20 copies. I got 500 of them printed on the first week that just flew out. So that. But I've about 20 there, but I'm I'm not selling them at the minute. I'm just going to hold on to them, for people.
Gigs or something, whatever. If you want, maybe or something, whatever.
It's on Spotify now anyway, so you can listen to it.
Oh, is it? I didn't know it was on Spotify. I had a look next. I was just playing it from the. I have it just be downloading in the laptop, so do.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the album itself. How did you go about like picking? So you said the most requested. So is this actually all of the most requested songs that you asked for every week in the live stream? You said, going to pick them. Because obviously you only put so many songs on the album. Like, did you sort of sit down maybe a list of 20 or something? Go where I'm going to pick maybe them or?
That's exactly hard. I went through all my messages, from the live feeds I was doing.
Yeah.
And these songs kept on popping up. So they did, as I say, like Sean South and all. So I picked them. And just says, right, I'll go with them there. Grace and all. To be honest now, if I was doing my own album now, I wouldn't put Grace on it because everybody and their grannies put it on. So I have plans for doing an all one. I'm definitely going to get an all one out, and it's going to be more what I like, what I like to do.
Yeah. So I was going to say next, would you ever consider doing a live album at all? So I think, obviously there's nothing like a sort of a real, if you get the atmosphere right, like an audience for like a rebel album, like when you catch out there in the background to see the crowd and cheering and singing and all when you're playing, like so.
I would love to do a live album, but I would like to get a few musicians in with me, like a bass player, maybe a drummer, a banjo mandolin player, something like that there, just to make the sound a wee bit bigger and just rather than just the guitar and myself singing, so I would like the sound a wee bit bigger. So I would have to work on that there if I was going to do a live.
It's not a case of just showing up and plugging in, going to play away. I think that's with a live album. You only get one crack at it. Like you can't just sort of go right. We'll try it again. We'll try it again. Like
and especially when you're playing rebel music or ballads, about volunteers.
Definitely.
You want it done right. There's no. If anybody out there, any of the young ones is thinking of going out and playing in a rebel band, you have to remember when you're singing about the volunteers. There could be somebody in the audience who you're maybe a relative or something. So it has to be done right. There's no fucking about when it comes to singing ballads about volunteers. Like,
definitely, mate. So we mentioned there a few times that you're up in Bundoran at the minute. So do you have like a summer residency there or what? Or where are you playing?
I have a mobile up here, so I have. And this is a new addition to the family, lah.
The new addition, right? Doug.
Wee dog. You're torturing me here.
So what bars are you playing? The Celtic bar you're in or what?
I play in the Emerald and Celtic and Sean Ruiz. They'd be the three main bars that play in there, up here. So what,
So do you be in there throughout the years, or is it just in the summer months you're in, or what?
Well, July and August I'm sort of I stay up here and do the gigs up here. There's plenty of work up here for the gigs. If I am doing a gig back home, it'd probably be a Sunday. When I'm going home or something. Sunday evening or something like that there, but. July and August, I'm just flat out up here. Like.
Where would you normally play? Up in the north and stuff if you are playing at home?
Well, I always try and keep it in around, a sort of radius of Armagh, Loughran. I don't like travelling too far, especially when you're on your own. So, but maybe next year, I'm hoping maybe to spread that out a wee bit, try and get into Belfast and stuff and go further afield, so... Hopefully.
Oh, it is. So let's see what I was going to say. So before sort of let you go, we'll go play another song. from the album. So it's obviously a song probably made famous more by Kathleen Largy, one called Four Green Fields. A lot of people have recorded this here song, but I love the way you've done this album. So tell us a wee bit about this here song.
Oh, well, as I say, Kathleen Largy, her record players, record as well, you know, and used to play it flat out. And that Four Green Fields is just, you know, it's just one of them songs that, you know, the older ones seem to love it.
Yeah,
even when I'm singing it in the bar, you can see them all singing along, and it seems to be for the older ones rather than the younger ones, you know. But it's a nice song, as you say, like, you know, that's just one of the reasons why I put that on, you know, for that the older sort of audience there.
Yeah, definitely. So, folks, Bo, listen, thanks very much for coming on. We got there in the end, so we did.
I know that. I wasn't too tack when it came to this stuff, like.
Listen, you weren't the only one, so you weren't. But these things, say when you're doing live, that's what happens. These things just sometimes you can't just get on straight away, like you can't. So, listen, mate, thanks very much. Enjoy the rest, Bundoran. Hopefully, the weather picks up.
This direction around the summer, and I look out for them. And, you know,
well, definitely will. So, I don't know obviously this year because normally we'll be up around there about around the 12th. So we normally go the weekend, but we've no plans this year. But I will be there in September for the Satellite Festival. So cannot wait to get back up because it's been too long. So it has 2 years out of the festival. Like so,
I love it up here. Donegal's a lovely fucking place. Like
some spots. What is like? It's different. Just like just getting away from it. It is like you're going. I know it sounds silly, but it is like you're going like to a different country. Like I mean, I know it's only up the road across the street, like, but it's the whole way of everything. Of doing things and yeah, definitely. So listen, we're going to play Four Green Fields here now from Bo's album, The Scullery Season. So mate, cheers, and I'll catch you again soon. All right, cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thanks a million. Keep up a good work, Ron.
All right, mate. Good man.
All right, cheers. See you later. Bye.
What did I have? Said a fine old woman. What did I have? This proud old woman did say, I have 4 green fields, each one was a jewel, but strangers came and tried to take them from me. I had 5 strong sons, they fought to save my jewels. They fought and they died, and that is my grief, said she. Long time ago, said a fine old woman. Long time ago, this proud old woman did say, there was war and death, plundering and pillage. My children starved by mountain, valley and sea, under wailing cry. It shook the very heavens, and my 4 green fields ran red with her blood, said she. to the fine old woman. What have I done? This proud old woman did say, I have 4 green fields, one is still in bondage, in strangers' hands, who tried to take them from me. But my sons, they had sons as brave as were their fathers, and my 4 green fields will bloom once again, said she, and my 4 green fields will bloom once again, said she.
There we go, folks. Sort of Bo Lochran there with 4 green fields from his brilliant album, Bo Lochran, The Scullery Sessions, most requested. So cheers to Bo for coming on from Bundoran today. It was a great interview. When we finally got on, obviously at the start there was a few delay issues, echoing issues, but I think it was more Bo's end because he had the show on playing as well in the background. That's why I could hear a bit of a delay. So we finally got in there and done the interview, and I have to say it was a great interview, great insight into Bo's sort of whole life. Was Bran? I know that's what you call him, Bran, but there we go. See, yeah, loads of people, yeah, great stuff. Brilliant song there. Another great interview. Well done, really enjoyed listening to Bo's story. Anthony Hart, brilliant interview. Marty and I don't know about this here, like there you go, Ro. Get Bo up the next year's BFG to record his live album. Jim McCaff, class. Bo, great interview. Let's see. Just obviously Paul Walsh talking about here. In fairness, all the ballad singers out there that kept people going during the lockdown, giving up their time to help boost people's spirits, definitely. Now, just there's no wee comment Paul made there while we were talking. This definitely wasn't a dig. Maybe it was. It sounded like a dig at the Wolf Tones. It definitely wasn't. I mean, I would never give these guys grief, but obviously just talking a bit of the truth and sort of, I mean, obviously saying for a so-called rebel band that are old and wised up, and are has-beens. No, nobody said they were wised up or has-beens. Definitely said they were old. I mean, there's nothing out there. They'll have 10,000 people at their gig in Belfast in August. Cap yourself on. Well, listen, yeah, 10,000 people are going to be at the gig in Belfast here in August. They are for the Féile. And they'll be singing along to all the songs of the Wolf Tones. And listen, like they are, like it's fair play to them for still doing it at this age. But all I was sort of saying was, listen, like, when does it come to this day? Because it's a debate. I mean, there's nothing wrong with speaking about this here. Going, listen, when do you think? I mean, can they keep doing this here? I mean, if they're still up here getting the tunes out, playing to 10,000 people or whatever, fair play if they can do it. But all I was saying was, listen, they aren't the band they used to be. I mean, but for the age of the guys, they're not going to be the band they used to be. So they aren't. There's no denying that there. So. Say all it is, mate, is it a debate? So it is. So we don't want to get sort of nobody's getting nasty or whatever. Ryan Nolan says a brilliant interview. Bo's a great lad, a good friend. Right, so folks, say we'll have 2 more tickets to give away now. So for the next ones we're going to give away for the Celtic Festival, it's going to be at the start of August. So I'm going to give the first tickets away for my gig in the Rock Bar here, for this gig here at the end of the start of December. So here we go. Here's the flyer for it. A second, we'll get it up. Where are we? Right there. So yep, Saturday the 3rd of December, the Rock Bar, the big fans, the Rebel podcast, end of the year. I keep saying big fans gathering, but I have to get that out of my head. It's not happening. The Rock Bar, the end of year fans party featuring Clover from County Limerick and myself, Big Ro as well. 8 o'clock till 1 o'clock. Doors open 8 o'clock. It's on the 1 o'clock. Admission £10. folks. So there is still some tickets there. Give me a wee PM if you want to get tickets, and we'll arrange them. So I'm giving away 2 tickets now, folks. Here we go. So it's going to be the same again. So whoever gets the answer right first will pop up on my screen. And now only if you're going to be able to make it to Belfast on Saturday the 3rd of December, enter the competition. If you can't make it to Belfast on Saturday the 3rd of December, don't be entering, because obviously the tickets have to be for the person who has entered and the winner. Do you know what I mean? That's where it's going to work. So here we go. Right, this is the question, right, for to get the 2 tickets. So, what year was the Rock Bar built? 1901, 1902, or 1903? So, what year was the Rock Bar in Belfast built? 1901, 1902, or 1903? So, folks, the first to come through with the right answer will win the first of 2 tickets. But don't worry, there'll be lots more tickets given away. Marty McGuinness, sir. So there we go. Joseph Pearce is the winner. The first one up is 1901. Yep, the Rock Bar was built in 1901 by entrepreneur Frank O'Neill. So it was and a closely resembling the Crown and the Fort in the way that's fitted out. So obviously 2 bars in Belfast. So it wasn't 1903 or 1902. It was actually built in 1901. So the winner is Joseph Pearce. So Joseph, well done. You've won yourself 2 tickets here to the end of the year fans party featuring Clover and myself Rowe on Saturday the 3rd of December, mate. So just send me a wee PM, will you? Please, just for your details, and I will get you your name down on the list. So well done. That's the first winner of the tickets, but there's going to be loads more tickets give away over the next few months. So well done to Joseph Pearce. You're the winner. The Rock Bar was built in 1901. So well done, mate. Right, let's go back to the screen. Where are we? Right, so we're going to, a few people had asked already for a song from Stefan's album, so we'll do it now. This is, I think it was, who had asked for this here one originally? Somebody had asked for this here. They were looking for the Patriot Game from Stefan's album. It's a great album called Rebel Heart, folks. Obviously, we had him on the show a few weeks ago. Brilliant interview, and he's actually over in America at the minute playing, so he is. So this is for all illusions that asked for a song from Stefan's album. Here we go. This is the Patriot Game on Rebel Sundays, folks.
Come all ye young rebels, and list while I sing. For the love of one's country, it's a terrible thing. It banishes fear with the speed of a flame, and it makes us all part of the Patriot Game. I'm Fergal O'Hanlon, and I've just turned 16. My home is in Monaghan, was there I was weaned. I was taught all my life, cruel England's to blame. So now I'm a part of the Patriot Game. It's barely 2 years since I first went away with the local battalion of our bold IRA. I read of old heroes and I wanted the same, to play my own part in the Patriot Game. But they told me how Connolly was shot in a chair. His words from the battle, all bloody and bare. His fine body twisted, all battered and lame. They soon made him part of the Patriot Game. Now I don't mind a bit if I shoot down They're lackeys for war, never guardians of peace. And yet at deserters I am never led in to the Quislings who sold it, our patriot game. But now as I lie here, my body all holds when I think of those traitors who bargained and sold. I'm sorry my rifle had not give the same to the bastards who sold it, our patriot game. So come on, ye young rebels, and list while I sing. For the love of one's country, such a terrible thing. It banishes fear with the speed of a flame, and it makes us all part of the patriot game. And it makes us all part of the patriot game. It makes us all part of the patriot game. For the love of one's country, such a beautiful thing. And it makes us all part of the patriot game. And it makes us all part of the patriot game.
There we go. Sort of Stefan there, folks, with the Patriot Game from his album Rebel Heart. Right, so before we move on, we'll have to just get this...
Hidden Ulster.
Oh, there you go, Stephen, singing Henry Joe there. Right, so folks, listen, this has happened before and before, and I try, no matter how many times I explain this to you, right, there's still going to be people moaning about it, whatever, and crying about it. So let's see, here we go. Go put this up, right? So Rambo has just said here, he says, we're talking about giving away the tickets. Now, folks, there's going to be more and more tickets. I'm going to be giving away loads of tickets for this here gig in December. So don't be getting on, it's like, oh, right. So Rambo says, I can see it was me first, but that doesn't matter. Pure crap. Here we go. So you're going to get a ban in a wee second here if you keep this here up, Rambo, right? Because you're talking shit. I have to let you know what way this here works, right? So as Marty has said, it's whoever Rose sees first wins. So listen, the way it is, I'm not watching the YouTube screen, and I'm not watching the Twitter screen, I'm not watching the Facebook screen, 3 separate screens, right? The way this here software is, I have a column, my right hand side here, that has all the comments all coming through at once through all 3 streams, right? And just see, because it was first on your screen, it doesn't matter if it was first on your screen, it might be 5th on my screen. It's all to do with internet connection and whatever. That's the way it works. So all I can say is on a ban me, here we go. So like, that's, you're getting gone like a dick here, to be honest, mate. So wait up with you, for God's sake. So the way Joseph's come through first on my screen, that's the way it is. I don't know the guy, so don't be trying to say it's a fix. So I couldn't give a shit who wins, to be honest. It's whoever comes up on my screen first, so it is. That's the way it works, right? So it's you're just getting on like a bunch of moaning babies, to be honest with us here. I told you the way it works at the start. I'm just getting a bit annoyed with this here because I told you so many times. The way it pops up on my screen is the winner first. So say you could be first on your YouTube screen. I mean, you probably were ahead of him, but it's whoever's first on my screen. It's all to do with how fast the internet connection is. Say I have all the 3 streams coming up in my feed of Twitter, YouTube and Facebook, all come up in the same stream, all the comments coming in one after another, and his one was first. So that's the way who I give it to. I don't know who these people are. I don't know who any is. So it's neither here nor there who wins. I couldn't care less. So, but don't be coming on trying to say this is a fix. Do you know what I mean? So that's the way it is. So, you've annoyed me now. Right, so we'll start it off with a bit of Our Oak squad playing our bit of Our Oak on the show here now. So this was for Derek Chaos Festival, and he was looking for Pierce Jordan. So he was probably one of the best versions I've ever heard of this song, especially live. If any of you didn't know that whenever Our Oak first started playing in Belfast, they used to stay with the Jordan family. So they did. So you'll hear Gary talking about this here in the song. So this is from their album Live at the Brazen Head. This is the Ballad of Pierce Jordan from Our Oak, folks. Here we go.
We're going to continue on. A song about a young man from Belfast who was shot dead by RUC. I'd like to dedicate this song to this young man's family who put us up numerous occasions in Belfast and we've been over and played. It's a ballad of Pierce Jordan, dedicated to Teresa, Hugh and Matt. Please come in the very best of order in the house when we sing this song, please. A young man was shot on the Falls Road today. The bulletins came through to hide the truth away. For different stories to cover the lies. It was cold-blooded murder, 'cause Pierce Jordan to die. She travelled the Falls Road early that night. The police, they were watching. They kept you inside. They rammed your car from every side. As you staggered away, your shots and you died. Sling a foil, my cara, just for a while. We'll not have your crack, your jokes or your smiles, but in years to come, your memory's still true. A brave son of Ireland, we will not forget you. Your killer that night, you did not even see. Shot him the back of the RUC. Now they won't be punished, no justice they'll meet for shooting Pierce Jordan unarmed in the streets. Slang a foil, my cara, just for a while. You'll not have your crack, your jokes or your smiles, but in years to come, your memory's still true. A brave son of Ireland, we will not forget you. The grief that is felt by This family is sore to know that they'll never see Pierce anymore. No chance to hold him or tell him goodbye. But they're proud of their son and the cause that he held high. Slang a foil, my cara, just for a while. We'll not have your crack, your jokes or your smiles, but in years to come, your memory's still true. A brave son of Ireland, we will not forget you. Slang a foil, my cara, just for a while. We'll not have you crack, your jokes or your smiles, but in years to come, your memory's still true. Goodbye, my dear friend. We will not forget you.
Yeah, folks, all the volunteer Pierce Jordan there, folks, feels from our Oak, recorded live in the Brazen Head in Glasgow. Cracking album there, so it is. Right, so folks, I think it's over and done with. So hopefully Rambo can see that it isn't the fixing. It's all fair and well in love and war. So hopefully he understands. But listen, mate, I guarantee you the next tickets are in. You're probably going to be the winner. Like, not that I'm saying you're going to win just because of, but listen, that's the way it works. They say, try to explain this 100 times, but whoever pops up on my screen first, that's the way it works. You could be first on your screen, but internet connections and they're faster and slower than ours. It's whatever it comes up in mine. And say that's it'd be a different story if I was watching it on YouTube, you know what I mean? And then watching it on Facebook and watching it on Twitter. You have to remember that this here question goes to all three streams. So obviously the people that's watching on Facebook can't see the comments from YouTube. The people that's watching on YouTube can't see the comments from Facebook. People that are watching on Twitter can't see the comments from YouTube or Facebook. You know what I mean? So I have all three sections of comments coming up. You know what I mean? So that's the way it works. So hopefully you understand that, mate. Well, Marley didn't have to get the spanner out and deploy it. So there we go. Just talking on Marty, folks. So I let you know we announced this here last week. So we're a few bit more planning going into this here. So here we go, folks. The Rebel podcast presents the inaugural Irish Rebel Music Awards 2022, and again, proudly supported by Aidan Brown from Patter Brown's Bar in Dublin, Dublin's #1 Irish Rebel music bar. So cheers to Aidan, as always, sticking up for the Rebels and helping the people out and basically putting it out there, and always was in front with the fundraising and basically supporting events. So the way it's going to work, obviously, some people had said to me last week, well, who's going to be the judges and who's going to decide who the acts are? So we're going to have basically three sort of people that's going to decide who, firstly, who is going to be the nominees, right? And then once we decide who the nominees are, there's going to be 10 categories. So there is, folks. So I'm currently sourcing at the minute who we're going to use for the public vote. So once we have all the categories and all the nominees sorted, we will put them on the internet, and it's going to be open for 1 month. Okay, so the people, not the judges, so basically the three people that are going to be deciding who the nominees are. Okay, it's going to be myself, right? Then Ronan McDonald, who you all know, Ronan is from Derry. He is behind the Notes from Derry, them 3 albums, great albums. He's been clued into the Irish Rebel scene for many, many years now, so he knows what he's talking about. And the other person is going to be Marty Heaney. I think Marty is my moderator on YouTube. He's been about the scene for a long, long time, knows his stuff with the Rebel bands and stuff. So between the 3 of us, we're going to be deciding on who all the nominees are going to be for each category. Then we'll put them out. And then, so that say that the poll is going to be open. It's going to be a public poll. It's going to be open for 1 month, and then we'll be deciding. We're going to do a special show, maybe on a Friday night, to announce all the winners. So again, cheers to Aidan from Potter Browns, who's supporting the event, who's busy paying for all the awards. So he is. So that's the way it's going to work, folks. I know a few people, a few bands as well, text me saying, "Listen, what way is this going to work? How's who's in the running for it and all that stuff?" I mean, so that's the way we're going to do it. So look out, folks, from the start of August, we're going to be putting the poll out, so look out for that there. But I'd say it's great. I think for so long, folks, like the Rebel scene, it's been thriving, and a lot of the acts just don't get the recognition they deserve. I mean, I know a lot of them are going to say, well, we don't do it for trophies or whatever, or any prizes. We'll do it to remember the volunteers and stuff, and that's why it should be done, but it still doesn't mean that you shouldn't be getting some kind of recognition. And there's no bigger recognition from the people, the public, and the people that listen to the show, the people that buy your albums, that go and support your shows. So hopefully we're going to get a big reception for this here awards once we do it. So we are. So a little bit of luck. Right. So next song of the day, folks. Say this one here. It probably will get us cut off Facebook, so it will. Normally we play anything tall by Cruncher or Bick. It normally does, but listen, we mentioned earlier on this man, Cruncher. He's currently not in a great state in hospital, but he is still fighting away. So he is. Say we got a few rumours were knocking about there on Friday night, and they were quickly quashed by his family. So he is still with us. So here we go. This probably couldn't be a better song to play right now for in memory. Well, I'm thinking of Cruncher. So here we go. This is Cruncher with Something Said So Strong, folks, on Rebel Sundays.
You build your barriers, the taller I become. The more that you take my rights away, the faster I will run. You can't deny me, you can't decide to turn your face away, no matter, 'cause there's something inside so strong, and I know that I can make it, 'cause you're doing me wrong, so wrong. I thought that my pride was gone, oh no. Something inside so strong, oh no, no. Something inside so strong. Used to hear my voice, the louder I will sing. You hide behind your walls of Jericho, your life will come tumbling. Then I'm a blessing time, you squander wealth that's mine. My light will shine so brightly it will blind you, 'cause there's something inside so strong, and I know that I can make it, 'cause you're doing me wrong, so wrong. I thought that my pride was gone, no, no. Something inside so strong, something inside so strong. Something inside so strong. Brothers and sisters, when they insist we're just not good enough, could be no better. We'll just look him in the eyes and say, we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. 'Cause there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. But you're doing me wrong, so wrong. Thought that my pride was gone. Oh no. Something inside so strong. Our day is coming. Something inside so strong. Our day is coming. Something inside so strong. Oh, Junkie Arna. Something inside so strong.
Yeah, folks, here we go. Sort of something say so stronger from Beck and Cruncher. So there's again just so sending our well wishes to Cruncher and his family at this terrible time for them. He isn't doing too well in hospital at the minute, so hopefully he can pull through this latest bite of illness he has. He is a fighter. He always has been a fighter. Absolute legend of a man he is. So that's for Cruncher. So it is. I say absolutely delighted to be able to actually get to do my podcast with him, folks. That night that I recorded it with him up in the Raddies, it was just phenomenal. I mean, just sitting there with him opening his heart, telling me his whole life story. A few things people hadn't heard before, and I mean, and Cruncher admitted them in the podcast. It was just a great interview. So again, cheers to him for letting me do it with him. And I have to say, I spoke to him, like, if any you just know what he's like for time keeping and all, and he's absolute nightmare. So he was like, about 3 or 4 days before I recorded the interview with him. And I spoke to him every night going, right, listen, I'll come and pick you up at, it was 6:30 or something, and I'll bring you up to the Raddies, I'll do the interview, and then I'll bring you back home. Yes, mate, no problem. So I lands over his house in the New Lodge at 6:30, wrap the door. I think we've just been cut off Facebook, or so we have, so we'll probably get a wee notification in a minute that's been cut off. But lands at the door 6:30, and he goes, all right, son, what's the crack? And he's literally standing there in his pajamas, like, and walking. He says, you're not ready for the interview? Oh, is that the day, is it? And I'm like, Jesus Christ, that buddy spoke to you last night, so I did. And he's like, oh, yes, right here, give us 10 minutes, will you, whatever, and I'll be out. And literally 45 minutes later, he comes out, sweet as, like, and he comes back in. But I have to say, like, whenever we've done the interview was just phenomenal. Like, just such a, and he sung at the end, busy the Bullfiending Men, a cappella style at the end of the interview, and it's the song's actually on my YouTube channel, so go and check it out. It's just like, you're talking in an empty hall, nobody there, just Cruncher sitting with a microphone singing that song, just chills, absolute chills, amazing. So yeah, just thinking of Cruncher, hopefully he can get through this here. Right, so we're going to do now, folks, we're in the last 15 minutes, we're going to do a song we'll have from our next guest on the show, who's going to be on the 17th, so not next week, the week after. We're going to have Shay Doolan from Liverpool. So we had Shay on the show early last year, so we did. So he's just released his latest album called Music That Kept Their Spirits Free. So obviously we'll do my favourite song here now for you is Willie and Danny. So we go this time. This is Shay Doolan, folks, from Liverpool, from his new album Music That Kept Their Spirits Free. It's the ball of Willie and Danny on Rebel Sundays.
Trying to sing some songs of glory, sing some songs of peace, but in the end it's the same old story, the boat too hard to reach. People tell me that they're sick and tired of seeing this place rolling down, but I say, take your blindfolds off, you hypocrites, and now get us off the ground. And please say it isn't so. While Willie and Danny had to go, the reason's very clear. They're laying down the lines for us year after year. 70 shots between their bodies now. One of those bullets missed, and for every trigger I was pulled, I'm more than a volunteer. Well missed. Oh, for 5 long hours you left say yes, murderers will never forget the day. Please say it isn't so. Why Willie and Danny had to go, the reason's very clear. They're laying down lies for us year after year. Feudals were to prove their witness. Thousands from the streets. Those poster boys hovered helplessly overhead, rocking out to salute. Well, they emptied their magazines over each coffin till finally the crowd was sent. And another day dawns, and the guns will be out again, 'cause Willie and Danny had friends. Please say it isn't so. While Willie and Danny had to go, the reasons were clear. They're laying down lies for us year after year. Please say it isn't so. While Willie and Danny had to go, the reasons were clear. They're laying down lies for us year after year. Please say it isn't so.
So folks, the song I'm going to do next is a Kilkenny song. We'll do it for Mick down there. A wee song called Highland Paddy. Hope you all shouting for freedom here. One evening fair, sun was shining. To Kilkenny, I did ride. I'd meet with Captain Brady. I saw the commander by his side. Here we go, then you are welcome, Highland Paddy. By my side, you surely stand. Hear the people shout for freedom, freedom. Rise in the morning with the Fenian band. Rise in the morning with the Fenian band. Well, in the morning we rose early, just before the break of dawn. Blackbird singing in the bushes, greeting you on this fine morn. Then you are welcome, Highland Paddy. By my side you surely stand. Hear the people shout for freedom, freedom. Rise in the morning with the Fenian band. Rise in the morning with the Fenian band. Oh, gather round, free men of Ireland. Gather Fenians, gather round. Hand to hand with sword and musket. We'll spill their blood upon the holy ground. Then you are welcome, Highland Paddy. By my side you surely stand. Hear the people shout for freedom. Rise in the morning with the Fenian band. Rise in the morning with the Fenian band. Well, there's a grave beside the river, mile outside Kilkenny town. There we laid our noble captain. Birds sang when Fenian died. Here we go, then you are welcome, Highland Paddy. By my side you surely stand. Hear the people shout for freedom. Rise in the morning with the Fenian band. Rise in the morning with the Fenian band. Well, all my life I will remember. I remember night and day. Once I rode into Kilkenny, and I heard his noble captain say, what did he say? Then you are welcome, Highland Paddy. By my side you surely stand. Hear the people shout for freedom. Rise in the morning with the Fenian band. Rise in the morning with the Fenian. Officer H, then you are welcome, Highland Paddy. we stand, hear the people shout for freedom. Rise in the morning with the Fenian band. Rise in the morning with the Fenian band. Rise in the morning with the Fenian band. Highland Paddy there.
Highland Paddy there. There we go. That's sort of Emer and Loughran there, folks. Are if you live in the Rock Bar in Belfast with Highland Paddy. A few people asked for that one, so there is. We've got a few more songs to go, folks, before 4 o'clock today, so we'll try and fit in maybe 2 if we can get that there. Let's see, Derek there, he says, great show, Rowan, interview with Bo, happy days, cheers, mate. Tracy Clark, happy Sunday. Let's see, Dan Breen, great show and interview, Ro, Carlan, great show again, thank you very much, folks. Well, there's Elaine as well. He says, running late, but still wouldn't miss Big Ro's show at the Penthouse Suite in Antrim Hospital. Well, you haven't been shifted yet then, Elaine? You're still over in Antrim? Jesus, what's the crack there? Have they not got a bed for you in Belfast? Well, hopefully you're coping okay, missus. Right, so a couple of people there, let's see who'd asked for to play Sean South. Where are you? Thomas Dunn says I can play Sean South from Gary Owen. Yes, mate, we'll do it there now. So we're going to do this here one here from Clover. This was from their live album, recorded live in the Hart Bar in Cork. A good few years ago now, but I think to me it's a brilliant live album. So this is the album that I took the track from my from the Rebs for Hope album. It's the same album. So obviously Limerick are playing. I don't really know is the Limerick match kicked off yet today, is it? Not sure. Let me know the score because I haven't been able to keep tabs of it. Hopefully Limerick do the business this afternoon anyway, whatever. So here we go. This is Clover from Limerick playing in County Cork. So this is for Thomas Dunn, who's looking for Sean South. This is their live version, so it is live in the Hart Bar, folks. So we'll go last couple of songs of the day. And again, if you're watching, if you enjoyed the show, please drop us a wee tip or donation, folks, to one of the links there on PayPal or Revolut. Be much appreciated. As I say, the show sort of needs the donations, folks, means to keep going every week. Or we wouldn't be doing this. I've seen again 150th show of the day, which is absolutely phenomenal. So cheers to you all who's been tuning in every week and watching all the shows to keep it going this long. So they say here's another 150. You doubt it, like, but we'll see how we get on. But again, yeah, just if you can, folks, anything you can donate, big or small, please send to one of the wee links or on PayPal or Revolut, or if you don't use them, just send me a wee PM and I'll give you a link for a bank transfer. Say there's a few people every week who send us it through that way as well, which is always much appreciated. Here goes Clover, folks, with Sean South and Gary Owen live from the Rebel County of Cork on Rebel Sundays.
Right, folks, we've had a couple of requests for another Limerick song.
It would be rude to come down to Cork and not sing a Limerick song, wouldn't it? Huh?
May God reward those gallant men. May heaven be their home. Was in Brookborough town where they got shot down in a cabin. They lay cold. Let's hear you singing. Well, they never feared the RUC nor the B-men on patrol. Oh, Hanlon from the border shone south from Gary Owen. It was on a New Year's Eve as the shades of light fell down. A lorry load of volunteers approached a border town. There was men from Dublin and from Cork, from Fermanagh and Tyrone. But the leader was
no more he will hear the seagull cry. Heard the Limerick Shannon tides. For he fell beneath that northern sky by Bohan by his side. They have gone to join the gallant band of Duncan, Pearce and Towood, Toad and Mothermore. Old Ireland was not south of Garryowen. Another Mothermore. Old Ireland was not south of Garryowen.
Hey, the Limerick boys.
Great stuff, folks. Thank you very much.
Son of Clover there, folks, from Eleventh Heart Bar in Cork with a bottle of Sean South. Great Limerick song there. So, Limerick, what does it see? Something about the score up. 9-6 to Limerick so far. You hit the fancy again. It's going to be a Limerick and Kilkenny final, wouldn't you? Like, let's see. John McElhenney says 150 shows in and getting bigger and better. Real well done. Cheers, mate. Terry Craney's banned from voting. Well, we're nothing but know who she's going to vote for anyway. So that's if Damien's even in the running for any of the categories. We don't know that yet. We'll have to sit and have a wee chin wag this week, and we'll decide, you know. But I think there'd be hell if he wasn't. So yeah, folks, listen. Thanks to you all for tuning in again today. It was a great show. Cheers to Bo Lochran for the guest. So he finally got him on eventually. Once we got the interview going, it was good. So it was. So I know he's sitting in Bundoran now, having a wee beer, watching the rest of the show. So cheers, mate. Much appreciated. Loads of class comments coming through, folks. Again, so well done to all the winners of the day. So I had I think it was Peter Murray who won the tickets for the Hills Donegal Celtic Supporters Festival. Joseph Pearce won the 2 tickets for the podcast fans party in December, and don't forget we're gonna have loads more tickets to give away. So throughout the rest of the few months. And again, folks, if you can go on to the see if we can find the poster for this again, to the Moral Drum Sinn Féin coming, folks, and enter this competition. They're going to be looking to name their night. They're starting a new ballad sort of fest, Rebel Fest. This is the first one they're doing. It's going to be in the Carrickdale Hotel on Sunday the 5th of February next year, featuring Clover, Liam MacDonald, Dreams of Freedom, Gary Ogue, and myself, Roe, as well. So it's going to be a great night. So you'll see a poster on their Facebook page, and just write down in the comments what you think the night should be called, and then obviously they'll pick the winner, and then whoever's the winner wins themselves a set of tickets for the night itself. So it's going to be a great gig. I think the tickets are €15. So they are. So get on to the Moral Drum Facebook page, folks. The Moral Drum Sinn Féin coming Facebook page, and check it out. Another great event next year. I can't wait to be a part of. So cheers to you all. Right. So we haven't done this one in a while. We did say we were going to try and finish up the show every week with Jackie Duddy, but obviously a few times we'll be able to play it most of the weeks, but some weeks we'll have time to play it. So we're going to do it again this week. So here we go. This is our last song of the day, folks, on this Rebel Sunday show. So again, cheers to all of you who dropped me a wee donation during the show. Much appreciated as all. Thank you, folks. It does keep the show going. This is Jackie Duddy, folks, from Dougie Breslin on Rebel Sundays, and I'll see you all next week. We're going to play the national anthem after this song, but please enjoy this and just listen to the words of this song. It just tells you all about basically Bloody Sunday and what a great name Jackie Duddy was.
Jackie, I remember your face from a far distant place. Yes, I do. Jackie, you were an innocent boy. Why did they destroy your future road to you? You came from a home of 9 sisters and 5 brothers. Up in the Craigan, you were my cousin. You worked with me brother Dustin, named after me father. Died in springtime, impending looms. Jackie, you were just 17 when they shattered your dreams, and we never got over it. Jackie, you'd have found a good wife and had a wonderful life and raised your weans well. In 68, your mother Maureen, she died, and with Willie, your father, we cried. She was so very young. Her sister Dolly said if Maureen had survived, she'd have been in the coffin by your side. Your mother couldn't have coped. Jackie, you were good in the ring, 'cause that was your thing. You would have been a champion. Jackie, your nephew John did you proud. He's recognized by the crowd as fulfilling your ambitions. Your face is painted in murals down in the bog, and I pray to God that you'll not be forgotten. That day in 72, it's etched on our minds, the day that innocents died. They called it Bloody Sunday. Jackie, there were 13 others as well, more unfinished stories to tell. Jackie, 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 our Jackie, Jackie Duddy. On a summer's day in Derry in 2010, thousands gathered again, and the world had gone. The British government said sorry and admitted they're wrong. The clapping went on and on, the cheering went on and on. Jackie, your innocence was declared. Your family's voices were heard after 38 years. Jackie, now you can rest in peace. The false accusations have ceased. The truth has been set free. Connie Doherty, Gerald Donaghy, Hugh Gilmore and Michael Kelly, Michael McDade, Kevin McElhenney, Bernard McGuigan and Gerald McKinney, William McKinney, William Nash, James Ray, John Johnston, John Young and Jackie Duddy. Jackie Duddy.
Yeah, brilliant there, folks, from Doogie Breslin with Jackie Duddy. Fantastic song out there. So, folks, that's us for Rebel Sundays for another week. Cheers to Bo Lochran, great guest this afternoon. Great interview, a few great tracks from his album. Cheers to all you who tuned in over the last 3 hours and a bit. So, we're going to finish up as normal with Around the Vein. And all I'm going to say again, folks, just while we're on, I'll put this wee post up again here for you, just a cruncher. Keep on fighting, mate. Whenever you're going to pull through this mucker, so hopefully get chatting to you soon. We're going to finish up as normal Around the Vein with Earl. So, folks, thanks very much to all you who've tuned in. Thanks to all you who've dropped us a wee tip or donation today. Much appreciated. I'll see you back again next Sunday. So it's just myself next week, no guest. Next Sunday, we're back the week after with Shay Doolan, our guest live from Liverpool. So here's Around the Vein, folks, and I'll see you all next Sunday. Thank you very much. Cheers.
at sa Féile Caroline. Winds are slow, her tender lange kjøl. Babers face hair, shantir, og skjønner pasta. Ni akbar, pantiran opp en tag. Andot, ein sabar no hell. Det kan kjell, on boss no sell. They gone their scrape. Ni labot na bile. Charlotte Canning around the Féile.
You've been listening to Rebel Rebel podcast of Rory Carson. To listen to this and past episodes again, and to also check out future episodes, keep an eye on our official SoundCloud page. We're also available on all social media outlets. Just search Rebel Rebel podcast. Bhí sibh géisteach an sin leis an fád cruúlaí Rebel Rebel le Rory Carson. Le héisteach le seo agus hir hagran a ríis, agus na hagran atá le teach, caisúil ar siúificail sugin ar SoundCloud, agus táid ar fáil ar gach cinneal ardan ar na main húisiúta. Ní mór ditch ag fád cruúlaí Rebel Rebel a curda.